Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Movie Watch Live as we celebrate, maybe a little bit late, the 40th anniversary of Chariots of Fire. We were going to do this towards the end of last year, didn't have the time, so we're celebrating it now. One of the finest movies ever made, probably one of the most inspiring and emotionally and spiritually encouraging movies ever made. A feel-good film, an uplifting story based on the true story of two Olympians who went to the Olympic Games in 1924. Eric Liddell from Scotland, a devout Christian who ran for the glory of God, and Harold Abrahams, a Jew from England, who again ran to overcome all of the obstacles of the day and to honor his God as well, the same one. And this movie represents the true spirit of freedom, and it represents the power of the human spirit to overcome in the face of persecution and adversity, and very much persecution in terms of authorities. And when we did this, when we planned this movie, we were thinking of events recently and athletes who have, one athlete particularly, who was banned from a certain tournament. We won't say too much because we don't want YouTube to have a problem with what we're doing. So very much we're going to celebrate this movie, which has become and remained a classic for over 40 years of cinema. And it's an incredible movie. And it stars, amongst other people, Ian Holm. Also, we have Nigel Havers. We also have playing the part of Eric Liddell, Ian Charlson, and we have Ben Cross playing the part of Harold Abrams. So joining me tonight are a fine group of men who have an immense amount of patience to put up with my lateness starting the show tonight, starting in no order of importance with Jeff Potts, who comes to us as Chariots of Potsy. Good evening, Jeff.
Hi, guys.
Have you seen this movie before, Jeff? How are you doing? Have you seen this movie
a
before?
couple times, like a few decades ago.
Yeah.
So,
And what do you remember of it?
I remember there's a lot of running.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
Imagine that.
It's got running. It's got races.
there's
everything.
There's a beach, and then there's this track.
Dude, stop. You're stealing my script.
No.
This is how I was going to describe it.
We spoiled it. Moving on, we have Tony Vangelis, who joins us tonight as Matt Berry. Just recently, you were saying you've seen this movie, Tony, and what are your thoughts after seeing it?
I remember it coming out in '81. It was massive, and as I said, I remember I was in the first grade, and we were in the music room, and they played the actual Vangelis music, and with the film clip of people dudes running on a beach, and I was like, wow, this is beautiful, but I never really got around to seeing it. So I watched it a week ago in preparation for this because I wanted basically to really get into it. So to say what do I remember of it, everything, but but yeah, no, it is a fantastic movie. It really is. Like I always thought it'd be an uplifting film, but I had no idea on just how deep
it's incredible.
it is. Like,
how
really
inspirational
deep.
It is, isn't it?
And also, sorry, another actor that you forgot, Sir John Gielgud.
Yes, Gielgud's in it as well. Plays one of the dons of yes,
yeah.
He's
always amazing.
And,
not the nicest chap, but he's
no. Well, he's one of the old school of actors, and amazing talent. And finally tonight we have Ralph, who is just Ralph tonight.
Just Ralph.
And
Ralph,
not
clever, not smart, not attractive. I'm just Ralph.
Well, you know what? That's good enough for me. You said you've seen this movie a while ago.
Yeah, I saw it when it came out in '81. But at that point, the '80s had kicked off. I was young, and I was more into action, sci-fi, horror, stuff like that. So I remember it was a good movie, but it wasn't really up my alley at that time. So I'm interested to see how I feel coming back seeing it now.
There's no chest busting scene.
Yeah, exactly. There's and there's no. Well, there are guns
They
for
cut that
starter
out.
pistols.
They cut it out for time.
Yeah, if you see the director's cut, now that's the real Chariots of Fire. But what I remember the most about it was pasty white British guys running on the beach, and that dang song. The song that we loved in the spring of 81, and by the summer of 81, we were like, oh my gosh, that song again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But it is probably it's probably the movie that made Vangelis famous as well. As well as the fact that it made, some of the actors famous.
That song was just amazing. That's just all there is to it. So the soundtrack of this one is that's the most memorable part of it for me after 40 years. So
definitely, and the soundtrack, can carry a movie, and in this instance, it's just so fitting for the movie because without going into it too much for the audience at this stage, the story is one of people who have a definite purpose in life and have integrity and are determined to stick to their principles, which is incredibly rare today, which is why really this movie is inspirational for that reason as well, because it reminds us of previous generations who could we live up to the strength of will they had. I don't know, but particularly when we talk about the character of Eric Liddell, who went on to do incredible things even after he won at the Olympics, and was an inspiration wherever he went. And tragically, years later, he died. He died in a Japanese prisoner of war camp in World War II, but not without inspiring all of the men around him wherever he went, and a tremendous life story. He was only in his 40s, I believe, when he died, but incredible person. The people of this generation, which another point that the movie makes is that this is the generation of men who were just too young to fight in the war, the First World War. And so they're coming into the world when the tragedy of the First World War had wiped out a whole generation. And so in a way, they're having to rebuild everything. And
Plus, they got to live up to the generation that fought in the war as well.
Exactly. Yeah,
and that's a tough space to be in, and without going too over the top with it. I mean, when you've got a generation like that has done things that are going to be historic forever, those are some big shoes to fill. So.
Ralph, Cosmetti says, "Drunk Ralph, yes."
Okay. If the fans insist,
they do. The fans insist.
They do. Let's put the ticker on there. So
that just matched your avatar there.
So I mean, I think as well. I remember buying that 45 single and the Vangelis, and that was one of the first records I bought, and just playing it over and over again. And I think that stemmed my interest in classical music and just music in general. And then I was watching Blade Runner after that, and loads of other movies where I was as much interested to watch a movie because I had a Vangelis soundtrack.
1492 has a great soundtrack as well.
Unbelievable. How many times have I listened to that? I've worn well, you can't wear a CD out really, but I mean, if I could have done, I would have. That's an incredible soundtrack. But so very quickly, the movie's directed by Hugh Hudson. It was produced by Allied Stars Limited and Goldcrest Films, which was an incredible small British film company that didn't last that long. But it had really knocked a few out of the park. And
And it was an all UK production, wasn't
it
it?
was, yeah. And the box office was massive because the budget to box office, the bit made like 10 times as much out of the box office as they put into the movie. So it did really well. So let's get started. In the chat, as you say, we have Cosmetic. We also have Mega Boobas. Says, go for broke, Ralphie.
Oh, yes,
And-
yes. My Thunder Thimble brother.
And we had DJ Peterson. DJ was here earlier, and thanks for popping in. And yeah, so we'll get started so that no more of our audience goes to sleep or gets tired or whatever.
Or passes out from drink.
Yeah, or we pass out from drink. I know I've got a fair few lined up for tonight, so it's a 2-hour long movie, so it's not really long. It's 1 hour,
Nicely
42
paced.
minutes. Yeah, so it is. It doesn't get boring, even though it is about pasty Brits. It's still interestingly
Pasty Brits.
pasty Brits.
Is there any other kind? I mean,
No, from Reese's
Pasty Brits with bad
pasty
teeth.
Brits, milk chocolate coated in beans.
Fish and chips, tasty Brits.
Yeah, we dry the fish and chips from those limeys and cover them in lots of white chocolate. Pasty Brits. We still haven't done time mullet yet, Tony. We're going to have to do that as well.
Oh, I was talking about time mullet the other day.
If anybody wants to know what time mullet is, you're going to have to go back through our previous
Creepy
shows.
Little Book was doing a thing on time travel, and I was like, how do we explain Jean-Claude Van Damme's time
We're going to
mullet?
have to do time mullet.
yeah,
So-
time mullet's got to be a
This is
thing.
it. So let's disappoint everybody and tell them I'm sorry. We're not going to be playing the movie on this show. So if you'd like to leave your comments at the bottom
Ripped
about
off.
and just say clickbait.
It's all my fault.
Where's the movie? Please do.
I want to watch it for free.
Because all engagement does count. And we'd like to hear your comments. But I mean, a lot of people do like these streams and they watch along with us. That's the whole point. That a lot of people like to listen to our rantings and ravings, and I'm glad you do, because it's either that or I just talk randomly on the street to random people, and that's not going to be. I might get arrested if I do that. So it's
I'd
better.
pay to see video of that.
Well, he has been cautioned a few times by the proper authorities. So that's why we have this channel now.
What can I say? So this is why
my
I
little beauty.
you got a license to be a nutter?
Well, let me tell you about the cinematography, though. Wait, stop abusing elder abuse.
Albatross!
Car 29. There's a random geezer walking around talking to people about movies.
Sending SO19.
He's
you please
using
come on
words
my
like
stream?
cinematography.
Hey, just be glad you're not doing it over here in the States, or you'd just be shot. So
That's true.
Well, there you go. But let's get started, because
Alrighty.
if you've got a copy of the movie, this is what we're going to do. We're going to watch the movie here. You can watch along with us if you have your own copy. It's a commentary channel, so if you want to listen to what we have to say about the movie, you will be sharing our own knowledge, sharing our own understanding, our own opinion, our own observations. And you can just join in and watch the movie with us. We'll synchronize the movie together. We'll give you timestamps. We'll tell you what's going on throughout the movie. And so it's all good. Or if you just want to listen to us natter on as you're busy doing the washing up or the knitting or the gardening or whatever, that's good as well. Because, hey, Dirty Harry stream, a lot of people like that and all the other ones. So we're doing something right. And if we're doing something wrong, please let us know. Don't just say, you're a load of crap. Get on with it, Space Force.
Hey, get out of here, pal.
Get out of here.
Yeah, those are all aimed at me.
Yeah.
And I would like to say you're welcome for my Frank Sinatra impression for the Dirty Harry movie. That is the one that has pushed it to success.
Well, it's good. It's good that people like the show, and it's good that people engage with it, whichever way they want to engage. And we appreciate their time, however
we
it
really do.
exhibits itself.
We want everybody to have
under
fun.
attack.
So we've established that Jeff can do a really good Clint Eastwood voice, and he can also do the voice of the penguins from Madagascar.
You didn't see anything.
And it looks like he's just screaming the entire time as well.
That's what makes it even better.
Dear me. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to do a synchronization of the copy of the movie. We've all got a copy. Now, we're going to synchronize it by have this fantastic little video where when I play this video, on the count of 3, where all the flashy arrows come up, we start our copy of the movie at the same time, hopefully, without making a mistake. And if the word boomer survives into 2022, then that would adequately describe the entire experience you're about to have, ladies and gentlemen.
On 3 or 1, 2, 3, and then click.
Yeah, so let's just say
what
it's
if
going to
we
go 3, 2, 1, and then you'll see the
There
flashy
we go.
arrows.
Okay.
And then you press the play
On
your
3. It's
copy.
always on 3.
And then we start the movie.
Wait,
the
let me get the
movie.
tape loaded in the VCR.
Yeah.
We got the reel to reel going.
Get the
Oh,
tracking
hang
set
on.
there, Jeff. Set the
Mom forgot
tracking.
to rewind it. Give me a minute.
Someone's taped over it.
Oh,
Who's taped over this with the Teletubbies?
not the,
Oh, Jesus.
geez, mine's some Jane Fonda exercise video. Hang on.
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
I think
what
the
mine
Vangelis
is.
will work with that. I
Video.
broke the tab out of it, so you couldn't tape over it.
Yeah, and they taped over the broken out tab. What is
By the
wrong
way,
with
can
kids
you
today?
guys hear this? Because apparently StreamYards has this new feature which is background music, but it's a bit crap, really. But it's nice that they've got it. I'll just play this. Can you hear this? Hang on. There we go. Can you hear that?
Yep.
Ooh,
It's crap, isn't it? It's an interesting development. Rock.
Yeah.
Let's choose rock.
It's
Rock.
Rock.
Yeah, it's rock.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Rock.
that first one's like if I'm trapped in an elevator on acid.
Yeah, it's
wanna be
music
on
rock.
No,
It's
please,
rock
Pete,
sack.
no, Pete, turn that one off, man. It's like I'm trapped in a Guitar Center. Oh Lord, no.
But you haven't heard dance pop. Let's try
Oh,
dance
okay,
pop.
let's do
Oh,
that.
dance pop. Let's do it.
Just someone farting in the bath there, I think.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Uh,
Do they have a K-pop option on there? YouTube keeps suggesting that for me.
Feeding the Ducks is one. I don't know what feeding the Ducks.
Oh yeah,
This is
man.
called Feeding the Ducks. What?
Give me Brad.
What the holy hell is that?
All right, if you want to hear
Okay, so thanks,
deranged-
StreamYard.
Deranged Ralph story number 1, Mrs. Ralph once fed chicken McNuggets to a duck. So
Okay.
God.
yeah, we made a cannibal.
Comments.
to
Let's
hell
go back to
now.
comments. Right, let's get started because I mean,
Yeah, we're gonna break
It's
the
probably-
internet like
we're
this.
gonna break
This
the.
is gold. Come on.
Was it Big Bus, that old movie where they said we're breaking wind at 90? Do you not remember that? It was made by the same people that made Airplane.
I don't remember that
We're
one.
breaking wind at 90. The speed of wind.
I was gonna
The
say, yeah,
wind barrier.
that just sounds like a family
Have you
road
not
trip
seen
for
that
me.
movie ever? That's great. Anyway, let's get back to tonight. We're gonna
Okay.
play tonight's intro countdown video, and when you see the flashy arrows, it's time to press play on your
It's time
copy
to feed the
of-
ducks.
It's time to feed the stuck in the elevator ducks.
Stuck in the elevator, ducks on acid.
I just imagining Ralph stuck in an elevator with a bunch of ducks.
On acid.
And a 20-pack of chicken McNuggets. Come here, let me corrupt you.
Right.
You like chicken nuggets? They taste just like chicken.
Which
Eat
is
my
your cousin.
Eat my nuggets, you ducks.
You'll eat your nugget or I'll force it down your throat.
Oh, man.
No wonder ducks are mean. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Quack.
Okay. Oh, man. Right. Let's do it. I'm going to play this thing now, and let's synchronize our copy. So when you see the flashy arrows, press play.
Push play.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. It's
All
a
right,
done deal.
I think even I successfully did it. I see 20th Century Fox.
That's
When
it.
my screen goes blank.
Now owned by Disney.
Yeah, like everything else.
Yeah, well, The Simpsons predicted it.
And the Warner Brothers logo.
Mhm.
Also owned by Disney. Or are they?
It's
I don't
probably
know.
next week.
Yeah, next week they
Yeah.
will be.
I'm just waiting until I go to my local pub and it's like, your
Yeah,
local
owned by
pub's owned
Disney.
by Disney.
Sorry, you
Yeah.
can't buy alcohol anymore because it's owned by Disney.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
no.
sorry, you can't buy beer. We've got ginger. Burger.
So you can go to your local pub, but it's now Tatooine themed. So
Just get blue milk.
yeah, that's right. You can only
Oh
get
yeah,
alcohol.
no, I don't want to
That's
drink. I
the
know where
only
that comes
alcohol
from
you
now,
can get.
so no. So the movie's starting. It's London, 1978, and we have Nigel Havers with a lot of old man makeup, who's playing the character of Lord Andrew Lindsay, and it's honouring the legend of the of these athletes many years later.
Still pretty good makeup.
It is for the day, definitely. And
I looked away. I've got to see this makeup. And
there's
wait a
the-
minute.
there's the
Here
running.
comes the chaps.
Yeah, go.
Running.
There we go.
Yeah, gotta
We're
go running.
on the beach, and then there's
And
my
here
Van
comes
Gogh.
the-
Brilliant, absolutely
That
brilliant music.
song.
On the bright side, that piece of music isn't played
That's
very
it.
much
Oh,
through
we've
the
got-
film.
And then there's this guy getting there splattered
No.
by everything.
Yeah, he's getting just dirt all over him. It's like, why wear white?
Yeah, it's why you get to the
Hard to
front of the
keep
line
clean.
when you
And
run.
I like
It
it.
is. Yes, I'm covered
There's
in
Nigel
mud.
Havers, who's
Close your mouth,
I
dude.
like
no.
that sandy mad taste. It tastes like fish and chips.
Tastes like
Elrod's-
England.
Did they find the one beach in England that actually has sand?
Oh well, everything in the northeast has sand.
Because it's normally just rock, isn't it?
It depends.
Little flat stones.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, there's a few, but you're
I'm just
imagine this
comparing
has
them
to
to
be
our
somewhere.
beaches. Our beaches kick ass.
Yeah, they do. I can't argue with that. Especially Bondi.
Bondi.
Yeah, but
Bondi Rescue.
But hold on,
Rescue.
Tony. Yeah, everything on your beach is out to kill you, though. In a British beach, you can actually run and not
That's
die.
true.
Oh, yeah, but, that just
Yeah.
makes us tougher.
That's it.
well,
Survival of
generally-
the fittest.
Everything in Australia is
Survival
out
of the
to kill you, but at least you get taught about it at school.
We do.
Now, Elrod says in the chat, in honor of Vangelis, I will eat a gyro tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Got to go
very
for a
nice.
gyro.
Now, if you're
Sure,
from Britain,
sounds
a
good.
gyro used to mean something completely different. It was unemployment benefit.
Oh,
So
well,
if
in
you
the
ate
States,
it,
it
that
would
was
be
your
a
stuff.
helicopter plane. So,
Yeah, gyroscopter.
yeah.
There we go. So I don't know where. I think this is. It tells you where it is in a moment, and there's a fantastic opening scene. Anyway, and
I see why Vangelis goes by his first name.
yeah, because his first
Pat-
name's a typical.
Pat-
Yeah.
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 Vangelis.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, let's go with
consonants.
Vangelis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would call you
Oh.
Vic for short.
How about Van? You like Van? We like Van.
So here we are
Doing
in.
some hurdling.
Yeah, get a bit of right at the end there, chaps. Come on, you haven't vomited yet. You're not a man.
Yeah. Jump.
And memories of cross-country runs when I was a kid are coming back.
Oh,
now.
yeah. I hated cross country.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Hugh Hudson.
people
yeah,
run
so-
by
Actually,
choice.
looked in, when I watched this, I actually looked into Hugh Hudson because I didn't recognize his name.
mm,
And looking at his filmography, the only other movie that he did, which I've seen, was Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, which I actually really liked.
yeah, and there's loads of similarities between the two movies, isn't there? And obviously Ian
Yeah.
Holmes in both.
And it was the next movie he made.
Yeah, Ian Holmes' character in this movie is someone called Sam Musabini, and he has the strangest accent ever. I mean, it's just like, where's this accent coming from? But Sam Musabini was
This reminds me of school playing cricket inside.
yep.
Yeah, I remember playing cricket too.
Yeah, exactly.
Syrian,
Yeah.
Turkish, Italian, and French ancestry was Sam Musabini, which is why this is the weirdest accent ever. I remember playing cricket at school, and I was always put in field, and I would hate it when you would see this ball descending from the sky, and you knew you had to catch it, because if you didn't, it would smash your face open, and you knew it was going to really hurt like shit when you caught it.
Oh yeah.
Solid cork ball. Just
But especially playing it indoors where you can break a window,
yeah.
that's the
This is
best
it.
part.
This is it.
Yeah. If you're not breaking windows, then you're youth playing
Oh,
ball.
that's it.
Gabriel
Have you
Geske in the
And we
in the
broke a lot of
chat.
windows.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Gabriel. Sorry we're incredibly late as usual, which is always
Hello.
my fault, and I always take
we
full
had
responsibility
something
for that.
similar around me. I mean, we'd have running gunfights.
Well,
That's
true.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you use a wicket for that?
Yeah, of
This is
kind.
Cambridge.
Usually what you do is you drink black coffee, eat a strip of bacon, and you catch it with your teeth.
Yep.
And as long as you do that, you're home
Back
safe.
in the old days.
This
Yeah,
is one of the first movies to try and be really historically authentic and really put some effort into making things look as they would have done in the day. Instead of like, the 60s and 70s when they did movies based in history, it was always women with hairstyles and makeup which were current, and they always just hey, look,
and here comes Harry Potter's uncle.
This is it.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have recognized him.
The thing that really, I didn't realize he was. There was a TV show called from England called Pie in the Sky back in the 90s.
I was just about to mention that.
Yeah, and he was also
great, wasn't
he
it?
was also the professor in Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear.
Yes, Richard Griffiths. He was a really good actor.
Yeah.
What is Cosmetti says, hey there, Gabriel Gesk. And Gabriel says, that's okay, just done some listening to Middle Earth story time. Yes.
Oh, hey,
so that means, does that mean Elrod will be here?
Possibly.
After he's finished his gyro?
So I take it he's going to stuff Ben Cross underneath the stairs?
Absolutely.
That's exactly what I was
Ben
thinking.
has it coming. He was
You're
asking
a
for
wizard, Harry.
He runs like a wizard.
Pay no attention to him, Ben. That's just some crazy old hobo from off the street. Very hairy man.
If it isn't Harry Potter.
I'm just trying to remember who this actor is here. It's I think it's Daniel Gerrell. No, I might be wrong there. And here we have the austere and humble gathering of the first class.
He dressed to the nines, though.
Yeah.
No, we don't break out tuxes enough anymore.
No, we didn't in boarding school.
Yeah.
No, we didn't in elementary school in the States either. So
when we had a running gunfights, we usually dressed up,
Yeah, you had to for running gunfights.
And that's what Tony was saying earlier there. You see how there was 1914 to 18 on the wall there?
Yeah.
And all the men who died. And then the head of the house. It's a really good speech, actually.
Okay, yeah, this is I'm getting very Harry Potter vibes for this. I see where Chris Columbus got some of his inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so like for guys that actually went to boarding schools where people had real accents that weren't like this, is this fairly typical head of table, staff, and then, student assembly kind of thing?
It's very. I mean, I've never been to boarding school in this country. I wasn't my parents weren't wealthy enough, but this is. It's very formal. It used to be very formal. These are traditional dinners that they still occur in Oxford and Cambridge now. It's a tradition.
Okay.
So
except now they show up in sweats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
shorts and t-shirts.
East Texas Community College probably doesn't have this then.
No.
Okay.
Peace out, dude.
Oh, only on the special nights.
Yeah. That would be post gunfight celebration.
Yeah, the gunfight nights. That's the tux and
at special occasions we have knife fights.
It's tux and servants.
Oh, those are the special.
They bring you the
occasions there.
firearms on a nice silver tray.
Thank you. I'll take the Glock with the sight, please.
I'll take
I
that
guess
357 Magnum, thank you.
On a
I'll
doily.
I'll go with the SIG with my pinky out, just to be, I'll be
There's an
that
American
guy.
flag in the background there. I don't know why that's
America!
Heck yeah.
This is
that guy's confused.
this is the join a society thing for the
Hey,
freshers.
look, there's the Reebok logo.
Yeah, and here comes the Gilbert and Sullivan Society, Tony.
Man, there's so much Gilbert and Sullivan in this. I love Gilbert and Sullivan
Yeah.
stuff, so I was just really losing it.
And
No,
to
not
American
Pirates
friends,
of
Gilbert and
Penzance.
Sullivan was like the English version of musicals.
Yeah,
Oh,
Rogers
like
and Hammerstein.
National Lampoon.
Rodgers and Hammersmith, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Why, that's quite rousing, isn't it?
Yes, it's very.
It's all about all of their
Stirs the blood.
Yes,
all their
Yes,
music is
stiffens
about
the
duty.
britches.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Very,
And
very inspiring.
Jeff just did a really, really good posh British accent there. he's quite the cunning linguist.
Yeah, all of
Thank you.
all of their
That's a
musicals
bill.
are all about duty.
And we have Gabrielle saying, "Do they call it boarding school because they beat the children with boards?"
Yes, they do.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm sure they do actually.
Absolutely.
Maybe they do have more
Hey.
in common with East
They're
Texas
nice
Community
places.
College than I thought.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, we
Footlights
don't get
Club.
switches, we get full on boards.
Wait a minute, is that Ben
It's
Affleck?
like 2x4s.
Ah, sure.
I'm just admiring the the different costumes here, the
The
different
caps.
types of and all the bow tie hats and everything.
Straw
Oh, yeah,
hats.
little straw hats.
Straw hats and
Darling little hats.
here's the yard. Now, in the entire history of the university, no one's ever been able to run around the entire yard within, is it a minute that they have?
It's the count of 12.
That's it, yeah. So they've got
You start on the first count and you have to finish by the last count of 12.
before the final count.
Yeah.
And well, things are about to change. So this is the first race we see. So we're seeing two different lives here. We're seeing first of all the life of Harold Abrahams, and then in a moment we'll see the life of Eric Liddell, and they're from very different backgrounds, and they have different lifestyles, and that's contrasted quite well in the movie.
Sorry.
It's all right. I feel like Jeff should be wearing one of those cricket caps now.
I'm getting so into this movie. Yeah.
Dude, now I've got to work on it because mine sounds like a drunk Australian that spent too much time in England when I try it. So
Don't say drunk Australian, just say Australian.
I know, redundant.
It's like Irish.
Now, this is John Guga's Master of Trinity, and Lindsay Anderson was Master of Caius. And they're sharing a nice couple of glasses of port together. And they do like each other very, very much. Good old chaps together. Lots of hugs.
Yeah, the British are all known for getting a weepy and emotional.
Yes, chums to the end.
Cambridge definitely loved their wood paneling too.
Yes, and it's very nice. Oh, look at that York stone as
Chalk.
That's not any chalk, lad. That's old-fashioned chalk. That's
good quality linesman chalk.
Hold on, who's got the chalk license over here? Come on.
Look at that.
Do you know what it is? I don't play
jersey.
cricket,
So
but
good.
I love cricket jerseys. I really need
So
to
do
get
I.
myself a proper cricket jersey.
We had lots of
Look at that
chalk
cricket
around
jersey,
here in
it's great.
Detroit,
Yeah.
except it was for outlines.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that reference.
So here he goes with that's what that guy reminds me of. He reminds me of Peter Davison. You know, the doctor.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying to think of who he looks like. He looks a lot like Peter Davison. So,
Gentlemen on your marks.
gentlemen. Now, Nigel Havers has just turned up. He's playing Lord Andrew Lindsay, and he's turned up and he's been on the piss last night, so he's going to run, even though he's hungover.
I want to see that guy run with a cigarette in his mouth.
Yeah,
and there's the
that's me
pose.
too.
Ready, chaps. Dong. There we are, and they're off.
And they're off.
Run, runner.
And right now it's the guy in white in lead with the guy in white following close behind him. And they're coming up on the first turn, and they're still running. They're running around. It's continuing to dong. Hey, and the guy that's a smoker is in the lead. Imagine that.
To the portico section, and they're
See,
coming through the portico.
If he would have kept his cigarette, easy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he should have.
Gives him more power.
You know, a few things in life were as great for me growing up as a young lad in America as watching the referees chase people while smoking cigarettes.
Come on, chaps.
There we
Go
go.
faster.
If I can keep this pace, so can you.
And there we go. That record's been beaten the first
Now
time
have
in
some
history.
booze.
And then there's a little bit of anti-Semitic comments from the professors
Oh, yeah.
here.
Ooh.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, by a Keys man. And they really are God's chosen people. Well, and then he says, is there a swifter man in the kingdom? Well, there is. There's Eric Little.
Scotland.
Here we are. We're nowhere in Scotland because people are wearing skirts.
Hold on. I got to turn my subtitles on now, laddies.
Right. No, it's not allowed. You're on the-
Hold on. He shot his pistol in the air and a cow
Aye.
fell out of the sky. What happened there?
Allowed guns, you see.
You bloody brit.
You're not allowed around here unless you're wearing tweed. Get out of here and put a tweed jacket on, you hefty.
You could tell
I
you're
guess.
watching too much Robin Williams.
Get up over there and help your mother in the kitchen. Yeah,
Oh, no.
try on a silver aprons too while you're in there.
No.
Well done, laddie.
Oh.
You've won the race. There's a wee swally whiskey for you.
All right, now
What
give me
is
my
very
beer
canny
money.
about his money.
Get your holy paper out of me face, boy.
Can you sign my ration card, please?
Me autograph my baby.
Where's George Cowley?
And just to prove they're Scottish, they've got a Scottish Terrier.
Yay.
Well, you
Oh,
know,
that's great.
they probably needed that for us in the States because at this point we're all like, what? Huh? What?
There's tartan everywhere.
It's, see, this is Eric's sister, who was very much against him racing, because of running even, and this little kid breaks the fourth wall. Whoops!
Don't look at the camera.
Don't look at the camera, you stupid laddie.
All
Whack
right,
him on the
take
ears.
347.
No, it's for you tonight. And many other stereotypical phrases.
And
How can
suddenly
you eat your
you're
pudding if you don't eat your meat?
yeah, suddenly all the Pete subscribers from Scotland have unsubscribed.
Yes. But he's made a good point here, Eric, because he's talking about, he's
He's got the
gifting
hat
them
on
these
too,
prizes
with the
of
little-
books, and he was very, very generous man. He was always wanting to help people. He was a very, very well, he did what he could do, everything for other people, and I don't want to sort of like deify him in any way because he wasn't perfect, but he certainly was a good example to others. And there are many examples today of athletes who live moral lives and act as a good, positive role model. So this guy was definitely that.
Okay, now you're buzz killing us.
And
I was going to mention one that isn't, but I'm not going to.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta reel it in.
Oh yeah, no, I bit my tongue on that one.
Yeah. There's we are partly watching this movie in honor of a certain athlete who plays on the tennis court.
Oh, I wasn't even referring to him. It was something
All right,
else.
yes. Who's been told to rack off apparently by the
with his racket.
yeah.
Rack off, you creep.
And of course, we're talking about Tom
Gabrielle's saying
Brady.
that the
So,
Scottish flag doesn't work in the chat. I'm sorry.
oh,
sorry.
sorry.
There's the cross of
Oh.
St. Andrew.
Yeah, bloody Tom Brady.
Here we go. And off
Take
they
your
go.
tennis racket and go home.
And
Yeah,
then
I
a
bet
hefty bunch of lads there going in the first corner.
Run.
And
Oh,
Run.
Haggish
bet you-
McTavish in the front there at the with the tartan shorts and he's getting a bit of chafe in there.
now I heard you
And,
inspire the boys in this scene. They had a pint that was going just ahead of
and
them.
You can
Was the-
tell
the-
it's the 1920s because his trousers are halfway up his chest.
Well, isn't everybody's? They couldn't
Run,
afford
you
longer
bastard!
suspenders.
Run!
Oh, we've got DJ Peterson in the chat here, and he says, so are we supposed to watch the movie while the commentary goes? I missed the beginning. You can if you want to, but you don't have to.
Hold on, you're gonna have to switch to English.
Sorry.
If you do want to watch along,
Hello, DJ. You can watch along if you want, but look at the face there. And there we go. The exaltation, the exhilaration of the tripping the wire tape.
Yeah, now if you would like to watch along, we are just coming up to the 21 minute and 15-second mark.
Yes.
So
I'll
if you'd like
translate into John
yeah.
Wayne-ish. If you would like to watch along, you've got to get your own copy.
No, you can't do it as
boy.
John Wayne. Otherwise, by the time you get to the timestamp, it's already 45 minutes later.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. See, it's like this here.
So
I do a horrible
there's
John Wayne, so I won't even
there's-
try.
just checking the Discord. That DJ, I'm talking to sound more like the mayor from Simpsons there.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Discord.
I meant Joe
Yeah.
Quimby.
It's
Shout
called
out.
Chow Dad. Chow Dad.
Say it,
Hey, who-
Frenchie.
Wait a minute. Get away from the mayor. Who can do Willie, groundskeeper Willie?
Oh, well, groundskeeper Willie's not really.
Grace me up,
It's-
woman.
That's it's like an American Scottish accent, really.
Yeah, well, you know.
Got any grace?
Like, but nothing's as bad as Dick Van Dyke's Cockney accent. I'm
Oh,
that's
no.
I am.
Flawless accent.
Oh,
It's
my
Mary
thoughts
Poppins.
and goddess, it's
Yeah,
Mary
That was
Poppins.
Keanu Reeves' British accent and Bram Stoker's
It
Dracula.
was
Flawless.
Shockingly awful.
Absolutely.
So
Oi,
we've
mate.
seen an
Whoa.
example of
Whoa,
Eric
I'm dealing with
telling off a child.
vampires. I know Kung Fu.
So Eric's very strict and doesn't believe in
Very religious.
sports being played on Sunday. And the point they're making there is obviously because later on in the movie, that's the whole point of when he gets to the Olympics and he refuses to run on a Sunday. But the reason he's doing that is because he puts his faith before everything else. And everybody has their own interpretation of that. But the point is that he was a man of he had firm beliefs.
Principles.
Yeah, principale.
Well, and regardless, you know, he has his principles and he stands for them. So
Yeah. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you're religious or not. It's like no, he wouldn't do it, and that's that.
exactly.
This is it.
Yeah, which is quite commendable.
For example,
It
I have
is.
the same thing about taking a bath. I refuse to, and people can't convince me to.
What about a bath in Scotch though?
Yes.
Okay, maybe then. Do I get a straw?
Oh yeah,
Okay. All right, then I'm in.
you don't waste it in the drain.
But there's a good point there, though, isn't there? Because it's about remaining true to your beliefs and remaining
To
true
yourself,
to your
yeah.
integrity and yourself in the
Right.
face of pressure to conform.
The pressure is
conform to-
ridiculous too.
This is it. And especially
Getting
in
ahead of
today's
ourselves.
world,
Mm.
with
Yeah,
the events, we'll just say, of the last 24 months.
well, and you know, I'm going to get ahead of things a little bit too, but wasn't 24 the first time that they brought the Olympics back in however many hundreds of years?
True. The other point is as well that the reason we're watching is because, of course, the Olympics are coming up again, aren't they? So,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
getting some adulation from a young
Olympics
girl
ish.
here.
Also, it's in China, isn't it?
Yeah,
Batting a few eyebrows or
Yes.
eyelashes, whatever.
reminds me of that bit where in Indiana Jones where she
Yeah.
plucked her eyebrows and said, "I love you" on her
Same thing.
eyelids.
Yeah, I love you.
Yeah, if they had "love you" on the eyelids, I would absolutely be sold right now.
Now this weather here in Scotland, it's called dreich, as in pure dreich.
We just call it rain.
You know what?
No, it's a kind of rain. You see, when it rains so much, Jeff,
Sideways.
you end up having 200 different words for rain, like the Eskimos have 200 different words for snow.
Yeah, and I was about to point out him crossing the finish line. How he ran is how I run everywhere. So,
And the race is not called off for weather.
So here he is preaching because he was an itinerant preacher as well as an athlete, and everywhere he went, he would hold an event as well as doing running. He would try to hold an event as well, and so he compares life to running a race, which obviously we know from biblical examples already. But he talks about like the passing elation of when you win a race, but we're in it for the long haul, aren't we? So to try to get through life, you've got to have that quality of character that you're not just going from one experience to the next, but you've got to find the strength within yourself, haven't you, to continue in life?
Yeah, absolutely.
I like his his faith is quite strong in this, where he's like, I don't run for myself, I run for God.
Yeah, and again, this movie, you couldn't do this movie today at all. It would be far too problematic. You wouldn't be allowed to have somebody with such character. And certainly if you mention the J word in a movie now, if it's not done as a swear word, that's like, can't have that.
Well, if it was rewritten so that he was running for social justice, maybe it would be a Netflix adaptation.
Oh, don't even say that.
Stream going down in 3, 2.
Oh no!
Wink. Somewhere a red alarm is going off down in the bowels of YouTube.
Cue a gif of Susan with an extension cord just waving it in the air, laughing maniacally.
Exactly. JJ Peter says, right? Question mark.
Righto.
And here we have an interesting commentary from, because we're about how far? We're 27 minutes and 40 seconds in the movie, and about this stage we're getting to see, and it's so well done because we're in that first third of the movie and we're not getting exposition. We're just getting to see the characters through how they behave, and the life they're leading is describing their character. It's almost as if somebody wrote a story.
And they understood that movies are a visual medium.
Surely not.
Yeah, and it wasn't simply just a committee meeting. And so obviously he's talking about what it's like to be Jewish in England at the time, and he's talking about his dad who really wanted to be English, came to the country from Eastern Europe because England, not as free as America, but still the notion of English law and freedom and let's try and not discriminate against people.
Yeah. It's funny, sir. I'm not harping on, but the fact you made, wasn't made by committee. Do you I'm looking at this and it's like written by one person? This movie. Do you remember when they used to do that?
Yeah.
Right. One person went, "Here's a script," and they went, "Excellent, we'll make this."
Change it all.
Like 15 writers and a producer going.
I know.
Every time I see a movie script and it's written by so and so, so and so, and so and so, I went, "Oh, this is gonna suck."
It's a lovely little cathedral.
And this is, I forget
this
piece of music, but it's the Kyrie, I think. And the impression they're trying to make here is how old England is as a country, or how old is Oxford. If you wanted to know, when Oxford and Cambridge, roughly similar. Because I know the first red brick in America was Harvard, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even going to hazard a guess. I can safely say that there homes in Britain which are older than America itself. So,
Oh yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
Well, Oxford University dates back to 1096. So not the current buildings, of course, but I mean the teaching started around roughly 1096. And this is HMS Pinafore, isn't it, Tony?
Yes.
Come on, Tony. I know you want to sing along.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll try not to go full.
Never
Gilbert and Sullivan.
Never go full Gilbert and Sullivan.
He is an Englishman.
What manly singing!
I really love Gilbert and Sullivan musicals.
It is excellent, isn't it?
They're just great. I mean, I was in Pirates of Penzance when I was in high school, so.
See, most of the stuff in the U.S. starts off with "There once was an old man from Nantucket."
Yeah,
and that's classy.
I was usually in detention.
Let's lose all our viewers and subscribers by singing along.
Sorry
in spite of all temptations to belong to other nations, he remains an Englishman.
I've just lost you so many subscribers.
Oh man. Hold on, I'm filling out my papers to migrate to
Hang
England.
on. I'm going to put this.
I apologize to the chat for going Gilbert and Sullivan.
Put the lyrics in the chat. Will this work? I'm going to try it. Probably won't work.
Here we go.
There we are. That worked. There you are.
There you go. There you go.
Bravo! I say bravo.
Pip.
I'm going to delete myself.
Encore. Let's get it again, Jove.
Let's take it from verses 14 through 48 again.
Just ruined the chat there by putting the whole thing in there.
Whatever.
I love the French national anthem played on bagpipes, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, that's great.
Works so well.
My body.
There is actually.
Come on, baby, let me know. Oh,
there is a common thread between the American national anthem and the French national anthem. Both of them were inspired by their wars with England.
Yeah.
So the French national anthem has bits in it about killing Englishmen.
Bring it up, didn't you?
And obviously, so does
there goes the rest of the song.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. And there he is, Ian Holm.
Look out! Here come the British.
Look out! Here come the Democrats.
Oh gosh, we got a wheeze laugh out of Pete.
3, 2, 1.
So Ian Holm plays Sam Musabini, who's from everywhere in the world at the same time.
Yeah.
And please don't try and place his accent, because I think Ian basically just mixed every accent together here.
Oh, you gotta pull up DJ's comment.
Oh, right, yeah.
He's just pretending he's Ash from Alien again.
All right, hang on. Yeah, how dare you, sir?
How dare
we
you,
have
sir?
anything in common with the French? Yeah, that is pretty insulting. That's almost like calling you Canadian.
Oh, hold on a minute.
You be careful with that, eh?
Shots fired.
Yeah. Honestly,
Look,
I could never live.
Now you listen here, you listen here, you lousy Brit. I'm going to see him take my Wookiee stick Quebec, and smash it right on the ice.
Talking about the French, the French athlete here is about to do something very naughty and very unsportsmanlike. But we're going to see the character of Eric Liddell and how, if you really believe in and how are confident in who you are, and you have, in his instance, a deep-seated faith and belief in who you are in life. Now, look at this. You can find that inner strength that other people can't find. Now, so he's already... Other people would walk away at this point, wouldn't they? They would walk away. There's no way I'm going to win this race. But look, he gets straight up, and he puts twice
full $6 million man after.
This is it. I didn't break down, but I was when I saw this scene in the movie recently.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
I wasn't in tears, but I was just like so emotional.
It's a fist bumpy, cheery moment. It really is.
It's just unreal,
like,
isn't it? And this is the Scottish theme, Eric's theme. This is, can you hear that? Vangelis's tune. And Eric's going to beat the swine who pushed him over. So the best way to get back at your enemies is to
beat them fairly.
Exactly. And here he goes. He's
Lucky
absolutely wrecked, but he's done it. Amazing. And
I mean, I'd fall over like that after running, but just running in general.
And somebody bring him a cigarette. He's having trouble breathing. He needs a good.
Somebody bring him a cigarette in Britain. Boom.
Oh yeah. We can't use that slang.
Some whiskey.
It means cigarette in Britain.
Yes.
Anyway, so.
Stream going down in 3, 2, 1.
No, it's okay. It's okay. He's rubbing his chest, so the stream will come back up.
Here we go. So I'll put that.
At least Ian Holmes not trying to shove a magazine down his throat.
Rolling it up, and that's from later in the movie.
Yeah.
But there he is. There.
Would you like to subscribe to my magazine?
Fun fact, he actually bleeds white.
Yeah, milk. Yeah. I never understood that, but
and Ian Holmes weird
actually.
Here we go. This is the accent that does. It's like as if he's a Bond villain with an accent machine, and he just can't get it right. It keeps slipping the dial. Mr.
So he's going full Conor McLeod. He's from lots of different places.
Yeah, we're gonna pull the arm on the one-armed bandit and see which accent we come up with on 3 9.
Yeah. Are you married? No, that was Yorkshire.
Welsh.
I'm going to try Egyptian.
And now there's a bit of Welsh. Honestly, it's like, what is he doing? But his performance in this movie is quite good.
Brilliant. It's really good.
This is one of the like you were saying earlier. This is why he got the role for Greystoke, and these roles that he got in the early '80s. That's the kind of stuff that Peter Jackson watched, and why he picked him straight away as Bilbo. But of course, because a lot of people don't know, a lot of people probably don't know this, but he was in a radio play of Lord of the Rings, and he played Frodo.
Oh wow!
Which is why he was picked for when Peter Jackson did the Lord of the Rings movies.
That's cool.
If you get a chance to listen to that, it's all on YouTube. The BBC radio play, and it's really well produced. Fantastic work. So timestamp wise, boys, it's just over 38.5 minutes, and
isn't that a Gabriel? Gotta open that windpipe.
Hearts to your French viewers, did you? Indeed. And Gabriel says, "Got to open that windpipe." Yep.
Yeah. I was just replying back. I see you too, or first in the ways of science.
Ralph, me and you were doing this at the weekend, weren't we?
Oh yeah, I always
made some school.
Yeah. Back when I was part of the Vienna Boys Choir.
Now this is from the Mikado. By Gilbert and Sullivan. And she's called Yum Yum, by the way.
Mm-hmm. This is before she assimilates everybody.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's fantastic, though.
That's an Alice Krieg reference to those who don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's okay. The Yanks are just going to be quiet at this point.
I know my ABCs. Lol. So this is the British version of "There's no business like show business."
Oh, a demure smile and nod.
He's getting the eye there.
She is intrigued.
Your distinctiveness will be assimilated to our own.
We are the Borg.
And here we go, chaps. Lovely.
Resistance is futile.
Let's see. We're all athletes here, so let's smoke and drink as much as possible.
Yes.
Smoke like an athlete.
I wish I could say the cigarette word, but
you can't. Sorry.
Even though it's not really that here. But never mind.
I know. But I'm gonna tell you, you do that.
Being controlled.
You do that, and those bots from the Matrix are gonna come down and
they'll go wah, wah, wah. So Peter Davison's older brother is oh yes. So where are we now? We're about 41 minutes.
Brother.
I find her absolutely fetching.
She's ravishing.
Sorry, Monty.
And there's the stained glass windows with the cricketers. Stained glass.
That's so good.
Look at
which ironically was broken in a cricket match later that afternoon.
Man, when Tony was playing indoor cricket.
Anyone? This is a gentleman's. Oh, hello, yeah.
You must have some epic crickets walking around up there in the.
Rather.
All right, hold on.
Beat them down with that bat like that.
Timestamp: 41 minutes and 30.
100 yards
seconds.
dash. 100 years dash.
Oh, yeah.
that's a really slow race, Elrod. 100 yards.
That's not a dash.
That's one that I think I could run.
I need a pint and woodbine, chaps. Of course.
Music critic of the star.
Yes. Now, who is this? This is Alice Krieg. Who plays Sybil Gordon. Yes.
Oh, that's the Borg.
This was like one of her first roles, too.
Yes, it is. And she is a very good actress.
She's awesome. She's really good.
Ben Cross starred in a movie that I really liked. It was called The Unholy, where he plays a Catholic priest down in I think it's Louisiana, taking over the parish, and the parish itself has a cursed statue.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually managed to find that movie in a collection of movies. I have it on my media server.
Wow, I haven't thought of that film for a long time.
I love that movie. Still do. It's actually pretty scary too.
Yeah, it's full on.
I'm going to dip out for a moment, chaps.
What?
To get some booze.
Oh,
I need to top up my pint. I'm clamming for woodbine. I don't smoke anymore, but I used to smoke rollies. As they're called in Britain and Australia, rollies. Rowdy around, mate.
Okay.
I don't know. They might be called something different in Australia. I'm assuming again. Sorry for my imperialism, Tony.
What?
Bloody imperialist.
This movie's bringing
goddamn colonizer.
This is bringing out the imperialist in me. No, it's not really. I say, look at my tux. I'm wearing a white tie tonight with my tux.
White tie's so gauche.
This is before Daz was even invented. There we go. Squeeze it out.
That bottle must be like 15 feet tall.
No, it's just the cork's 15 feet long.
He's got a magnum.
I've got a really weak arm. That's all.
Man. Right. I'm going to go for 2 minutes. Oh, hang on. What's this? Elrod said, Ben Cross was Barnabas Collins on the Dark Shadows revival.
I can't believe he played Sarek in the 2009 Star Trek.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was very good. Sarek.
Yeah.
He's not. I really haven't seen him in a bad movie yet.
No.
He does.
Well, he's not. Job. He might be in a bad movie, but he won't be bad in it.
Right. Yeah. Definitely qualified.
He's in A Bridge Too Far as well.
The 1960s movie.
1977.
77,
far.
yeah.
I
Oh,
got
sorry.
Pins.
I don't know why I said 60. I was, for some reason, when you said Bridge Too Far, I started thinking Bridge on the River Kwai.
No.
I think, well, this is because it's currently 3 a.m. here, and I'm getting quite tired, but don't worry about it.
You need to get your booze on.
I need to get my booze on.
Yeah, that'll keep you awake.
Yeah. Go get your booze.
Exactly.
We promise we won't.
I'm going to get some booze.
We
In the
promise
meantime,
not
this
to
is
get your channel struck.
London, 1923.
I may get your channel struck accidentally.
Overnight train to London.
It's just with the swearing.
7:30 on dot. There you are,
On the
sir.
dot.
Up
On
you
the
slagger.
dot. And that's a Yorkshire accent, if anybody wants to know.
Yorkshire.
There you go, lad.
Tungsten carbine drills. What the
And I
bloody
brought
hell
you a
is that?
couple of suppositories so you can have a nice big crap. Bringing the tone down. I'm bringing the tone down on this. This is a very uplifting, spiritual movie, you know, and I'm bringing the tone down.
Why did you invite me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I'm just, yeah.
Just to balance things.
Your first mistake was inviting me.
This is a movie which just, a newspaper which just has pictures in it. Oh, there we go. I always bring a trowel
the trowel. That really fascinated me. I had no idea what the point of it was until they use it.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating.
Yeah, it's for the post.
Don't give it away, though.
No, I won't. But when he pulled it out, when I first saw it, I was like, what the friggin' hell did he need that?
Yeah.
Is he going to stab someone?
Trowel there for?
I'll get that Scotsman. Show him who can run.
He's gonna shift somebody with his trowel.
I've got to put some bricks in while I'm here.
Freddie Mercury was in the background there. What happened?
Yeah, it's Freddie Mercury's granddad. Tweed jacket.
He wants to break free.
He does, and they are the champions.
Oh yeah, of the world.
Oh man. Anyway,
they will rock you.
Yes. Well, it is a kind of magic.
They are princes of the universe.
Oh, right.
Look, I didn't come here for this Radio Gaga.
Yeah, hang on.
Well played.
Hang on. Gonna put a comment up. Flash.
He'll save every one of us.
He'll eat some Greek food. Right, back into it,
Okay.
I'm gonna mute myself. Muting my microphone.
All right, go on, Dad. All right.
It's
just us kids now. All right, he's out of here. So what
bloody Scott. It's gonna get a good drink.
Oh my God. McGregor. All right, so he lost. Is this like the first race he's ever lost in his life?
Yes.
Crushing this hard?
Yeah. That's why it hits him hard.
Oh. Because it's like me, it's like, you know, I lost like every game of dodgeball I ever played. And
I lose on the way to losing.
Exactly. I'm such a loser. I came in second in the Biggest Loser contest.
I guess it's one of those things where when they're I mightn't say highly strung, but that, you know, confident in their own ability that they can't, it's not easy to take when you find someone better than you.
And maybe that's why I'm struggling with it, because I'm just not good at anything. So that makes perfect sense.
I just don't care.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
I never did. Like, don't get me wrong. I am very, very much like I'm very, you know, in the moment, and I want to win. But I also like playing the game. And if someone's better than it, so be it.
All right. Yeah. Well,
that's my mentality.
Yeah, I
used to piss off my coaches.
Well, you know, but the thing is as long as you're playing and you're having fun, you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I play to win, but I don't necessarily always win.
Yeah. And I all right. Dirty secret. I was an athlete in my youth, but I got beat a lot, so I learned to lose. So,
Honestly, being able to lose is important, I believe.
If you're gonna suck, you got to be tough.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's it. You know, and that brings up a great point. Is the learning to lose with grace is
Yep.
something that's really important.
Because there's nothing worse than actually the only thing worse than a bad loser is a bad winner.
Oh yeah,
Like you
that's
just
completely
want to punch a bad winner in the face.
I can remember in my youth playing what the Yanks call soccer, football to everybody else in the universe, and playing against a team that was an American football team that was playing soccer in the off season to stay in shape. And basically, the first time that we played against them, they were basically trying to play American football instead of soccer. And,
All right.
and it's like,
because they're interchangeable sports.
yeah. And I remember there was one particular play I was in where this guy just came charging at me, jumps in the air and hits me. And, you know, I'm a big guy. So he hits me, he falls down, he has to leave the game. And afterwards, I go over to check on the coach or check with the coach to see how he's doing. The coach goes, "Oh, don't worry about it, son. That was a good, clean hit. Don't you?" There's not supposed to be good, clean hits in soccer.
No, you're not meant to hit anybody.
Gabriel,
If you ever watch professional British football, European football, even if you touch the person, they take a dive.
Oh yeah, swan dive. You've just got to breathe on them from 100 yards.
Oh yeah,
man, everyone used to dress so nicely, says Gabriel Guest. And
yes,
because he says, I love the clothes. I do as well. It's Edwardian period is my
classy
favorite. I wish I was Doctor Who just so I could go back in time and wear these clothes. I don't have to go back in time to wear these clothes.
Look rather
casual. I can still walk around dressed like an Edwardian, but people just call me a prick. So,
you arrogant prick.
Yeah, you bloody ponce.
I would still wear cricket jerseys though.
Yeah.
If it was cold enough, and it's never is.
No, never in Australia.
No. Mine don't have sleeves.
Come on up to Michigan, man. You want cold? We'll give you cold.
I'll take you cold. I'll take you cold and raise it.
Because Gabriel says, very distinguished. Pip pip.
Pip pip.
Pip what?
Pip pip. What?
Pip pip what?
You just got to own the pun, Flash.
Yeah. I mean, you embrace them like a warm blanket on a cold winter's evening.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right. I have a confession to make. I switched from Scotch to Wild Turkey 101, and the top of my head just blew off and hit the ceiling of the bunker. So I may fall out of my chair here in a second. Sorry. Yeah. This could turn into Mad Max all over again.
Good stuff.
Oh no, please!
Nothing better when it turns into Mad Max.
This is where Sam is teaching them technique.
This is such a good sequence.
So he's using coins as a method to train him how to do his strides.
Well, and
Ian's acting technique, it was a method actor, wasn't it, really? And
I was gonna point out, people don't really stop and think about that there is an actual strategy and technique that you have to learn to be an effective runner.
There you go.
Absolutely.
This is a ministry of silly walks.
Yep. And he's winning.
I think he's winning. Yes,
he's winning.
You got there before I could.
The elevated ambulation.
I tell you what, mate. If you can throw in the twitch every fifth step, we'll give you a grant so that you can develop your walk.
Not particularly silly, is it? You're doing a half twist every other turn.
Oh,
or he's going to be discoing.
And then now this guy's doing the full Highlander run.
That's it. And
Sean Connery popped out from behind a rock. There can only be one.
I think in reality, wasn't it? Who introduced Abrahams to? I think it was Little that introduced him to him. Anyway, so a bit of trivia. This is a great scene here.
Yeah.
The French critics loved the movie. There was a standing ovation at the Cannes Film Festival in 1981. But the French critics hated it because the French are called frogs.
Oh, yeah.
They're called an unprincipled lot.
Hold on a minute. Gotta say, the last time I went running without a shirt on, I wound up on an episode of Cops. This really bothers me. Okay, now I'm sorry. Back to the French critics.
Yeah, I haven't looked like that without a shirt on since I was a kid.
Well,
they need more. I think more people need to train with dogs chasing them, though.
Well, I can tell you, it's pretty effective if you have a large dog chasing you.
I mean, when they had the smaller dogs before, that looked too much fun.
Yeah, start off with like Pomeranians.
When it's like angry pincer Dobermans chasing you because you got like a pork chop tied to your leg.
You don't want to rip them off, do you? Okay, what is it? All right, yeah. Let's go quickly back through the chat.
Pip, 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 pip.
Pip, pip.
And Cosmetti says, smashed Ralph. Yes.
Yes.
Don't encourage me.
Ralph.
You'll get a nasty letter from Mrs.
beginning
Ralph.
to feel left out here. I'm going to have to go get myself some brandy.
Get yourself some booze.
I'm going to go get myself a brandy. You want one, Smedley?
Oh,
brandy. I see.
I'll take a port, thank you.
Oh, so.
Any port in a storm?
That's not. We don't drink brandy. We drink scotch.
Oh no, we missed DJ's comment. That's up next.
Yeah. John Cleese says nothing on this guy.
Right back to Ministry of Silly Balls.
I used to run track and field at school. The shin spillings were brutal.
Yeah. Cannot do it.
I hate track and field.
Hamstrings. I got a stick.
That's gold.
Oh,
God, I hated track and field.
I was actually. I didn't think I could do it now, but my best event at school was 100 yards, 100 meters sprint.
I couldn't run 100 yards.
I could beat anybody in 100 meters.
Far away.
I couldn't do more than 100 meters. I could just do 200, 400. I couldn't.
The only thing I ever wanted doing the 100-meter sprint was not to come last, and I never did because you used to get a ribbon for coming last.
Oh,
yeah.
And quite frankly, the people who used to come last, they thought it was so hot. If it's like, look, I got a ribbon, I'm like, yeah, but you got last place, you loser.
Yeah.
Because nowadays everyone gets a ribbon, so it's not.
And here's Elrod, who was always welcome to join the show.
Elrod.
But he's digesting his gyros at the moment. He says, Brandy, what is this? General Hospital?
That's right. Luke and Laura off in the wings. Oh, goodness. The ribbon of shame.
Yeah.
So this is Eric telling his sister that he's agreeing to go back to missionary work because they were born in China, actually.
Yes.
His dad was a missionary. China. Don't say the other bit.
No.
For
China. I don't want to CDC one on it. But yeah, so he came back to Scotland from China, and after he'd won in the Olympics, he did eventually go back to China to be a missionary. But that's obviously when World War II broke out, the Japanese invaded China, and that's why he was put in an internment camp.
Pete, you just broke my brain because I'm now trying to imagine a Scotsman with a Chinese accent. And my head just hurts now. I need more alcohol. Where did it go?
A Scotsman swinging a claymore while doing kung fu.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I can imagine a Frenchman as a Scotsman.
I can too. I can imagine a Scotsman as an Egyptian.
I am an islander. I have the sword. I'm 500 years old.
I'm Egyptian.
I'm 400.
There can only be one.
Not
There cannot be two,
Spanish, I'm
because that would
Egyptian.
not be one.
You stupid Scotsman.
Ooh, the ribbon of
Why
shame.
would I want to be Scottish? I can
shame.
be
The
French.
ribbon of shame.
Watch me smoke ridiculously. Boy, that was awful.
Like
Ricky
French
Bobby.
cigarette.
cigarettes.
Ridiculous
Instant
accent.
smell of horse shit, by the way.
Incroyable.
They really do smell awful. By the way, Belgian cigarettes are even worse than French cigarettes. They literally smell like a dead horse that's died of shitting itself.
You make them sound so enticing.
Yeah, I think I'll stick to Marlboros. Thank you.
Now I know what Hercule Poirot smells like.
Please don't hold back, please.
Suddenly I understand why people were always like, "Hey, can we get American cigarettes now?"
Bomb.
Merde. These cigarettes are like merde.
C'est la merde.
Hospice house.
C'est la merde.
Please.
Use only the finest horse manure. Well processed.
We ran out of tobacco 300 years ago. But instead, we are smoking dung.
Ever since Napoleon was defeated at Waterloo, we
Ever
had
since
no
we lost the
tobacco.
French territories in Mississippi, merde.
What do we French have? We have papou, so we make cigarettes.
It's too damn cold in Quebec. The cross at the back.
It's Quebec.
Oh, yeah, whatever. It's mad that they speak French there.
Yeah. Take off,
Ridiculous.
hoser. Don't be correcting us.
Oh, stop that, eh?
Stop
Half
that.
of Canada is like the bit where you can live. You're not allowed to live there unless you speak French. What's up with that?
Well, you got to play
Yeah.
hockey as well.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
somewhat defensive about
Oh
speaking.
yeah, we
French,
like
too.
to play hockey up here, eh?
Yeah, eh?
Like it's
Oh,
like
yeah, you
national pastime.
It's national
Hey, man.
pride.
Man, I'm just telling you, don't make us send our Texas hockey team up there.
Well,
we'll
there
show
you
you a thing what
Ready,
for.
my lord. Here we go.
Can I have a
Into-
pip?
into
Can I
the
take your
hurdles.
ascot, my
I
lord?
used to like the hurdles, me, actually. 100-yard hurdles.
Hated hurdles.
Sorry, I
Butler's
haven't.
been-
I used to shit my pants every time. Well, not literally, but not literally. Even though I could have sold it to the French to make cigarettes. But it was scary, wasn't it? Because you would literally think, "Am I going to just like ruin
Oh,
my
am I going to
balls
face
on this?"
plant? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I always thought
Yeah.
I'm going to clip
I
this.
used to
and
think I'd
just-
literally like crack my balls in half if I fell on one of them.
I thought I'd catch my foot on it and just face plant right into the ground and just
I'm
everyone
sorry,
would laugh.
I still can't get this out of my head of Pete on the starting line. Bang!
So, yeah.
And by the end of it, he's going, "I'm rich. I can
That's
sell
what he
this
said, that's
cigarettes."
quite disgusting, Pete. And anyone wants some French cigarettes?
Sorry, DJ.
Just get the
Sorry.
Rizzlers out.
I really am
Well,
sorry.
That rude for me, says DJ Peterson.
That's
Gabriel, I
my
guess, is
fault.
laughing. Yes, Gil got back. Oh, hello.
Yes.
Hello.
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 I am incredibly posh.
Should we say some more anti-Semitic things just to emphasize our poshness?
No one is more toffee than I am.
Yes.
What is this?
I had an operation to remove my chin.
Oh, that's a great point because it's like nose, mustache, neck.
Oh, hardly.
You know my avatar, right? It's taken from the picture at the end of the movie, but it looks like I'm doing a Highland dance.
Yeah.
Now that,
River
now
dance.
that I'll never get it out of my head.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, so he's having to admit his lineage.
Bit of a fit doing a Highland dance.
Oh, and it's
Professional
getting
basis.
criticised because this was Ambini's half Arabic.
Mm.
Now, Sam Masabini was, as we say, of Syrian, Turkish, Italian, and French ancestry. So it was quite diverse. His
that explains the accent.
And the headlong pursuit. No, esprit de corps. So what are we at now, gentlemen, time-wise?
1 hour, 5 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the mark.
About halfway.
And this is where yes, so this is where obviously the point comes where he has to argue, where Harold Abrams has to argue the case for why should it matter if my coach is from this place, and it's if we win, that's the whole purpose, surely.
Ooh, he got called a plebeian. I expect him to stand up and smack him across the face with a glove.
I mean, this is
challenge him to a duel.
This is something that American audiences might not be familiar with, and at the risk of sounding a little bit militant, Britain as a country, especially as examples in the First World War, and it's been said many times, a nation of lions led by donkeys, and
well, kind of like America.
It's not a lie, and you know, the old school tie and the class structure, which has been perpetuated in our country. Not something that you get so much in America, but
we're getting that now. How many of those people in government have gone to Harvard?
And that's a great point, because unfortunately we are moving into that too. It's an us and them society.
I know, and I can see America becoming more like Europe, which is a sad thing, really.
Except with guns.
Well,
thank goodness for the
guns. So here, a very difficult meeting where he's come to grips with bigotry, really. So what do you do to recover? So again, we're down to the quality of a man, gentlemen. What do you do to recover from this kind of thing?
You would go out and you would prove them wrong.
Indeed.
I'd go further plebeian. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, well, that too.
Oh, you don't like that? Well, let me do more
Station, actually. I recognize that, because York Station is one of the few stations where I'd have to find out where the filming locations were. You know how Tony was talking about just one person wrote the first draft, Colin Wayland. It was originally just called The Runners, and he was inspired by, there was a program at the time called Songs of Praise on BBC, and Jerusalem, written by Blake, which is ironic because William Blake wasn't really what you would call a standard Christian in some respects. And some people argue that Jerusalem's ironically written, but it has Chariots of Fire in it as one of the lines, and that's where they got the idea for the title of the movie.
Nigel Davenport, he was in Nighthawks.
Yeah, talking about clothing, by the way, he was, wasn't he? I
love that movie.
Talking about clothing, the extras in the Olympic crowd where we're going to see, they're going to go about, they're now taking the boat over the channel. Now, they were told to wear dark clothes that wouldn't stand out. The extras who managed to wear actual Edwardian clothes, because if you look carefully, a lot of the people in the crowds aren't actually wearing period clothes. But the ones who did wear real Edwardian clothes were paid £20. While those just in normal clothes paid tenner. So you got 20 quid. Which back in those days, it's like 100 quid for a day's work. Not bad.
Yeah. 81, 20.
Turn up.
In the US, $20 went a good ways.
How much is that in Ethereum?
I have no idea.
That would be
I don't-
0.00084.
I have no conception of New World Order money. Sorry, did I say that out loud? Oh, I'm not going to make it halfway. That's all right, Cosmetti. I'm pleased that you've been here, and we were late as usual because of me. A pleb, you say? What?
What?
I'm
Is that
fairly
like
certain
Pip?
West Virginia will never be like Europe. Yes, indeed.
I can
William
only
Blake,
imagine what the accent would be like.
William Blake, who wrote, as we know, obviously, the famous poem of the tiger, which some people might know from school. Does anybody know that poem?
Nope.
No.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what a mortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry?
Dude, I slept through most of my classes.
Yeah. Winnie the
When you're a
Pooh.
writer, you've got a book out. Don't say it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Shh.
I didn't do introductions at the start. Don't.
Don't.
So very quickly, Tony has a channel, and it's called Tony NASA, and it's about Tony NASA, and he does chats on there about lots of pop culture. Go and subscribe to that, please. Also, Jeff Potts has his own channel. What's the name of the channel, Jeff?
Herman P. Hunter's Lore Forge.
Go and subscribe there and buy his book, which is coming out soon. Is it out now?
It will be out on March 3rd. Called
What's the name of the book?
The Revenant and the Tomb. It's available on
Where
Amazon.
Where can we get it? Amazon?
Available Amazon, Barnes and Noble, a bunch of places in Europe. Yeah.
And Ralph sells T-shirts.
Yep. I sell T-shirts.
His trailer park.
From my trailer park, made by small children that I find out in the neighborhood. Yes.
Where can we buy the T-shirts?
It's like I'll have to pull up the URL. It's like spring-creator something Ralph's
Spring
Trailer
Tees.
Park. Yeah.
But if we go to Spring Tees and type in your name, type in Ralph. They call me Ralph. It'll come up white.
Hold on a sec. Let's see. They call me Ralph. .creator-spring.com. Don't know why they made it so rough, but that's it.
This is William Blake Hart, and Gabriel says tiger, burning bright. Yes.
Oh, yeah, we got a kiss up in the chat
there. And Cosmetti's put the thank you very much, Cosmetti. She's put Jeff's link there, so you can go and check out
thank you.
Jeff's channel there.
Good job. Thank you.
And she's put Tony's channel in there as well.
Good deal.
Tony says, I love Fearful Symmetry. Indeed. And I'm still trying to get Cosmetti to start her own channel as well.
She should.
Unsuccessfully, but I'm pretty sure she'll be an overnight success.
Can always peer pressure into it. Come
Yeah,
on, man. Everybody's.
Come on, everybody's got
all the
to
cool kids are doing it.
You want to be cool, right? You want to be cool, right?
We're at what time are we at now in the movie, gentlemen?
1 hour, 13 minutes, and 20 seconds.
So almost half the movie's devoted to the last event when they go over to France. And interesting that in terms of pacing. Talking about channels, we're traveling across the English Channel at the moment. It is called the English Channel. The French didn't get to name it. We got to name it because we had a stronger navy.
Take that, France.
And we won the Battle of Trafalgar. No, but seriously, I love my French brothers, and I hope that things get better in France at the moment, considering everything that's happening over there with President Shitface. Anyway, enough of that.
We talked about France.
Yeah, well,
I could be talking about France or America, really, couldn't I?
Yeah.
We talk a lot of crap, but we love our brothers. So,
Cosmetti says Ralph's Trailer Park. There it is. They call me Ralph, or one word. .creator-spring.com /?
I think that was designed by like some kind of satanic.
Designed by an algorithmic droid.
Exactly.
Cosmetti, thank you. Cosmetti says
fall
you're
to the
welcome
peer pressure.
and you're awesome. Cosmetti
Yes, thank you very much,
awesome.
Cosmetti, for putting those things up.
Well, we think Cosmetti's awesome.
Yes, thank you very much.
She is the best.
She is the premium mod on YouTube at the moment.
She has chooks.
She has chickens, and she also is a chicken whisperer. She's also a kitten whisperer as well.
Oh yes, the adventures of Kitten.
Yes. That combination of tie and cricket jumper and sort of green jacket is very excellent.
It is great.
It's some old Gilbert and Sullivan, gentlemen. Lads.
Cat like tread upon
Should I get one of those hats like that? What are those called?
Straw boaters.
Board will be distinctly heard.
Above your station, that's very
piracy with the little burglary.
Yes. I bet you didn't think you were going to get some singing tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and you didn't.
Well, thankfully for everybody,
you're teasing me with Gilbert.
I am tipsier than Ralph now, says Cosmetti.
I don't think so.
Gilbert and Sullivan, I feel a swoon coming on.
Oh yeah.
So Jeff spends his time in Discord saying I'm bored, and basically we're missing out on this. You only get to see what Jeff can do when he comes on this channel.
Yeah, a few more sips of this thing, man.
Hey, now we got some American stuff. Yeah,
American stuff.
Home.
Come on.
Home again.
Hi there,
to America.
We were here just about 4 years ago for the war. We're going to be back again another 10 freaking years, for God's sakes.
Yeah, just wait.
Stop having wars, Europe.
Keep a seat warm for us. We'll be right back.
You knock it off, Europe.
Knock it off.
Don't make us come over there.
All right, my one bit of trivia that I know is that the U.S. flag in this.
There you go. Hand on heart.
Ooh,
if you're American.
Oh, there we go.
The national anthem of the United States.
Charles Pat. God, where have I seen him before?
Meanwhile, in the local cinema. This is the cinema theater. There is a man at the front there playing a little Joanna piano. Hello, blah blah blah.
I say, these moving pictures are rather smashing.
I say, is this going to catch on, this thing?
It's just a fad, Smedley. It's just a fad.
When's Charlie Chaplin coming on? He's a jolly chap.
Oh.
You know, half of my problem is I can't remember the lingo.
Oh, bother. Somebody forgot to silence their wireless before coming in. All that Morse code.
I will text this out to my friends. Maybe I should use Snapchat.
I got a telegram.
Turn your phone off.
In the middle of the movie.
I say, we just had the Spanish flu and we didn't have to social distance in here. Hey, look at that. You can tell he's a Yank because he's wearing his cap back to front.
Yeah,
he's like a 1924 rapper. His name is Nickel Joe.
He's the original Run DMC.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. No, you're supposed to jump over the water, boys, not in the water.
There's Vangelis's music for the Americans as well.
Come on, guys, jump over the water.
Yeah, come on. Come on, guys.
You know where I come from? When you run, there's bullets behind you.
He is definitely from a hip hop movie, a video in the background there with a cap on. He's like jumping around like a yip. You can't touch this. Meow, 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 meow.
Hey, Coach, I need a little inspiration. Could you have somebody running behind me with a knife? Thanks, Coach. You're a dream.
America.
All right, and I've got to bring it up. My one bit of trivia that I do know is the American flags, when they have actual American flags in this movie, have 50 stars on them. In 1924, we did not have 50 states. We had 48.
Yep.
Didn't have 50 until after World War II.
Yes.
So. There you go.
Take that,
That's
Hawaii.
because
Yeah,
we
Hawaii
made
and
the movie.
Alaska.
And,
Yeah, take that, Alaska, for not being part of the continuous states.
Stupid Alaska.
Doggone it. Like they
They
were,
should have just given you to Canada.
yeah, it's like they were part of Russia back in the day or something. When we bought them for like 20 trinkets and a blanket.
Come on, boys,
So-
let's head out to the
Bargain.
Alaska territories.
You know, I used to hear stories about how you could buy cereal, and within the cereal you could like turn in box tops, and you could get like an acre of land in Alaska. And you know, they're like, oh well, you know, where in Alaska? The middle of nowhere, Alaska. So you could have it, but who cared?
Yeah, have
Gotta
you
fight
ever
the bears for it?
You ever watched that series Ice Road Truckers?
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, you're called Etat Uni by the French. I hate it when the French call us by their own version of our name. I know
don't even know what that is.
They're allowed to do that, but here's
Yeah.
the British. There we
Brenda,
go. I've got
but
the
chicken it?
bagpipes there.
Lift
when
your
you're
legs,
British-
lad. I got
when
that,
you're
that
British,
much
you're,
going. That was awful.
See, in the 1990s, something came into existence called the UK. Now, when I grew up as a kid, I didn't know what the hell the UK was, but now we've all got to call ourselves the UK. When I was a kid, it was just Britain.
So why is England carrying the Reebok logo?
It's a good question. There's the coq sportif, the French thing there, le coq sportif.
So confused at this
Cock.
moment.
It's an Australian flag, though. We just couldn't care. It's like, nah. we're
Yes,
not going.
go.
Stinky cigar.
New Zealand can
Bananas
go, we're not.
flambe.
L'honneur du sport.
The goal.
Germany.
Run DMC.
Yeah.
I feel so patriotic, says Gusman. Count them stars.
That's right.
And
I
here's
can't count the number of drinks I've
Marseillaise
had.
lyrics. I'm going to just check the words there. And of course,
Japan.
Cuba. Oh,
Cuba.
this is all in French, of course. It is. What is it?
Good luck,
Translated.
Andy. Good luck to you,
Ye
Harry.
sons of France, awake to glory. Hark, hark, the people you bid you rise.
oh, what?
Man, speak some
Pressure's on.
French.
It's a weird anthem. Some weird stuff in there. Anyway, let's go. We're at the ready. I have a large copper megaphone.
That's what I need. Get one of those for the trailer
This
park.
is the original megaphone. And this is, of course, the event for...
All right, boys, time to run. Run fast.
Run,
Okay,
Havers.
jump. All right, run some more. You're doing good. Doing
now
good.
jump
Run.
again.
Yeah, jump. Oh,
Hurdles.
not yet.
Now he's going to win because he's practiced with glasses of
No,
champagne.
jump.
see.
Keep going to third base. Keep going to third base.
Don't pull a Pete Mac.
And so Nigel Havers, who's playing Lord Andrew Lindsay.
Please, Pete, keep that stuff in your bowels.
Everybody, you're going to be fine. Just stay ahead of Pete. Don't fall behind Pete.
I'm trying to find if was the 24 Olympics the first one when they came back.
Oh, the American takes it.
I think it is.
Oh no, he's lost to the
Oh,
Yankees.
that's us. We're spoilers. Sorry, guys.
Right, drug
Sorry,
test.
pasty
Drug test
Brit.
that American.
Yeah, I guarantee you, he doesn't have enough
Oh,
nicotine in his system.
He hasn't smoked enough.
Yeah,
He needs to smoke at least a pack before running.
How can he outrun us when he's
I
not
don't
a
know how the
smoker?
American run when Nigel Havers' character had a strict regimen of champagne and cigarettes.
Yeah, he would have pissed it in.
Exactly, man.
Well, you see here, they trained me by setting a bull after me, so I just have to keep right ahead of that bull.
Well,
Keep running till you keep running till a
Run,
bull got all
Forrest,
wore out.
run.
The difficult part of training was getting the bull to turn. That way I could get the turns in. Normally I'm a straight line kind of guy.
And now we're back to the theater. So there's a of course this is the event, yes. So the fact that this is top tier society, the Olympics was really just an event for the top tier of society, in most cases.
The thing is, I've always liked the formality of like this type of stuff, but the reality is I'd rather just hang out at the bar and get hammered.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so say we all.
So I don't mind getting up in a suit, just so long as I don't have to dance. I just stand at the bar.
Well, this is it.
Exactly.
This is it. I
right.
mean, it's a company that you see, and in this instance, we actually see, Eric is being dutiful to come along to this event, but this is not really his world at all.
Nope.
So there we go. Now, of course, as a devout man, his king was Christ. So there was that as well. So there you go. I'm not a royalist myself, gentlemen. I should tell you that straight away. I have no objection to the Queen. She's had a rough lot recently. But I'm not a royalist. I don't believe in royalty.
They'll find you. They'll find you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've never been a royalist, but I've got no ill feelings towards the Queen. The rest of them are a pile of shite.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting to that conclusion too.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't really have any hard things against the Queen, and I don't mind William too much.
After seeing stuff about the Queen and the family, not a real fan of Charles.
No.
Minor,
Indeed.
suck it up.
Indeed. That's a bad lot, a lot of them. I think we're seeing the last generation of the British royalty anyway. So here we go with this scene, gentlemen. We're seeing pressure again to conform. So the conversation taking place right now is intended to get Eric to conform to their expectations. And it's just do the right thing. Come on, laddie.
Yeah, be one of us.
For the greater empire.
For the greater good.
Yes.
The greater good.
Well, the empire. Empire.
And it's like,
is something
come on,
great.
Let's have a look at the chat, gentlemen. And we have
wow, the chat's kind of blurry.
I feel so patriotic. DJ Peterson says,
that's the
count them stars. And
the stars at night are big
and bright.
Deep
in the heart of Texas.
Yeehaw!
Little did you know, Pee-wee's Big Adventure is how it really is down here.
Well,
it is.
Little did you know that
talking about
Ralph
Austin
has his own private herd in his backyard. And he kills one every morning with his shotgun.
You promised not to tell.
It up and puts it straight on the grill.
Don't be so impertinent. God, that's
Man,
such arrogant language.
Can't afford a butcher, so I just run them through the wood chipper. It's all the same.
In my day, it was king first and God after.
God afterwards, yeah.
God.
Exactly.
If any of them knew the Bible, they could probably convince him with one single line.
Exactly.
And that is, Christ said, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Because he was criticized. He was criticized for for healing on the Sabbath. And he was also criticized, I also think, because the apostles had to gather wheat on the Sabbath, and they also didn't wash their hands. Of course, that was a different one, but
Yeah.
I think it was the healing on the Sabbath, and that was the thing he pointed out is, Sabbath is made for man, not man for the Sabbath.
But you're bringing up a good point. If they knew how to approach him on it, they could have,
but they didn't.
They didn't. And these are men that are used to just saying, "Do this," and expecting people to follow along.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. This is it. But Christianity preaches personal responsibility and personal liberty. And personal liberty is not something that people in authority want people to have.
Bingo.
People in authority don't want you to have personal liberty.
Bingo.
So we have in the chat, DJ Peterson puts a frog on there.
Oh, no.
And then he says, "Indeed, Mr. Potts."
That's right. Pip, pip. What?
And here's Nigel Haver's character,
Freedom!
Lord Andrew Lindsay, coming in to back up or support his friend, which is the Brotherhood of Friends. You see, you support each other.
Splendid idea.
I mean, they could have just sent Kiefer Sullivan in to fix this and go, unit core God country. And then we're going, oh, okay, Kiefer said it. So, yeah, let it.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
doesn't have to run. Kiefer knows where it's at.
So producer David Putnam arranged a screening of this movie for Eric Little's widow, and afterwards she said she loved the movie, that it fully captured her husband's character.
Nice.
So we can firmly say that this movie is a sincere reflection of the man Eric Liddell, which is a nice thing, isn't it?
That's excellent.
She felt the only thing that got wrong was her husband was a much more graceful runner than was shown in the movie.
Aha! My earlier observation turns out to be accurate as always. And suddenly Ralph is kicked from the chat.
All of Ralph's alcohol has been taken back.
No!
It's not fair.
And we've got a spinning paper here.
Athlete won't run. That
stupid
paper Christian won't run on a Sunday. What a dafty.
Hey, did you hear about that Brit? He won't run on Sunday.
Hard to believe a Brit that won't run on Sunday. I mean, goodness gracious.
How did that happen?
Hey, Martha, go give me a beer.
The other Brits are like going, I won't run any day.
What's a Brit, man?
He probably doesn't want to take a vaccine either. Oh, there's your very Nazi-esque
yeah, that's some interesting poster there.
Oh dear, made by the same person who did all of Stalin's posters, probably. Oh dear. But yeah, a little interesting factet is Harold Abrams competed in the 1920 Olympics as well in real life. Finished fourth in the 400 meters relay, or 4 times 100, and was eliminated in the quarterfinals. So he tried several times before this in real life to get somewhere.
Whenever he calls him Sam, I can't think of anything but Samwise and Frodo.
Hang on, I'll do my best Frodo impersonation. Not, of course, Frodo played by Ian Holm, but Frodo played by the other guy. Oh, Sam. Mr. Frodo! Potatoes. Boil and mash and stick them stew.
What a bromance.
That's it.
See, I got a snifter like that.
This is your typical morning in Paris circa 1924. And here's morning mass for the Catholics in France.
Church
but of course, they have a Church of Scotland in Paris as well.
Oh, wow. How convenient.
Everybody gets a headbutt in the morning.
Yeah.
Run.
And now we throw the log.
This is interesting perspective, though, on he competes for his country, but what he's trying to say is he's not against nations, but he's just saying that there's a much higher authority than earthly nations. And to get things into perspective, really, because we are only here a short time, really. It's a very deep movie, isn't it, Tony?
Oh, it's great.
That's why it's important to make so much of your life as well, because we're really here not that long.
No, definitely not.
Ooh,
it's a great story. Like the fact it's a true story is also important. But just notions like that where it's just remind people, you're only here for you have an allotted set of seconds in your life and use them.
Yeah, don't waste time.
Well, yeah, and the other thing is that a lot of people were ingrained with dignity and adherence to certain things, and it really doesn't get taught now we question everything, and not questioning everything. I'm a person who questions everything too, but at some point when you start questioning reality, you've kind of lost who you are.
I love that. I love that scripture. I know. Whoever you are, on whatever you believe, that scripture, the poetry of that scripture, it's one of my favorites. Is Isaiah 40, and those who wait upon the Lord shall mount up with wings like eagles.
Yep, very nice.
And it's about renewing your strength.
But it's
when you have nothing.
That whole notion of just be true to yourself and never be the sort of person that will just renege on that just so other people feel better about themselves.
This is it, because if you don't have your own integrity, you've got nothing.
You got nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've got a good observation in the chat too.
Yep.
Oh yes, Gabrielle says Eric Liddell probably also felt strongly about his position because he grew up overseas.
Yeah.
And he found his identity in Christ instead of his nationality. Correct.
Yeah.
Because as a citizen of the British Empire, because there's a lot of people. Roald Dahl, the author, was born in India. Spike Milligan was born in India, the comedian. A lot of citizens that we know in Britain who were British were actually born in the empire, so they could have been born anywhere. But to be born in China, like Gabriel says, his identity was even more in Christ. But I think that's the thing that made America strong, that America became strong because of its moral standards through Judeo-Christianity, So and the work ethic and the moral ethic. And unfortunately, those ethics and those morals are being degraded and eroded, unfortunately.
Well, we've slipped away from the original ideals that founded us, because really the founding fathers, after we had the Revolutionary War, we were on our own, and it's like, okay, we either sink or swim, and it developed like you said, a work ethic, a moral code, and we've moved away from that because it's gotten easy. We've been the big dog on the block for too long. So
I remember my great uncle. He went to the whole family put him through medical school, and there were times when he was going through medical school, he would try to augment his income by playing in a band. And he said, but there were times when he had no money for food, and so he would go into a diner, order hot water because it was free, then take the ketchup, pour it in, stir it around, and that would be tomato soup. Yeah,
poor man's tomato soup.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
now I know where Tom Hanks got it from them in the movie Airport. Was it called Airport? I can't even remember it.
Oh no, the one where he's
the terminal.
The terminal.
The terminal. Yeah. Goodness me. This piece by Vangelis is really great. Long before lo-fi became a thing, Vangelis was doing lo-fi 40 years ago. The point in the chat here by DJ is a really good one as well, lads. I'm seeing that morality and faith spread out outside of America. I'm glad because it's looking like we're going to need someone to pick up the torch soon.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Certainly. And I think as well, America has historically been a nation where everybody is the president of their own life. You know, there's a moral and responsibility in everybody as citizens, instead of expecting rulers to do it all.
Well, and it all comes back to like what you said about the personal responsibility.
Indeed.
You know, that for America to work, you have to have strong personal responsibility.
Sorry, that was a really nice touch with the letter from his coach and the medallion.
It is
give him just some more of something to take with him.
And isn't it an interesting pace that we're getting? Normally, the quiet, reflective moment in the movie comes about halfway through or 2/3 through. It's almost 4/5 into the movie where we get that sort of lull, so to speak, where you got the reflection part, and it just indicates how well paced everything is.
He's rocking those sunglasses,
isn't he? There's the Union Jack in the background. That we're not allowed to fly in our country. That's another point.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You can't fly the Union flag.
No, well, I'll go into that later.
That's dumb.
But yeah, it's a bit weird. Gabrielle says, sorry, I spelled his name wrong. That's quite all right, Gabrielle. And she says amen to DJ as well.
Yeah, if it's any consolation, Pete, I can never fly the Union Jack up right side up. I always get upside down by accident. My bad.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right.
It's a fiddly flag. It really is.
Yeah. Well, it's never been the same since they took it off the stripes and replaced it with a bunch of stars. But do you know what? It was going to happen anyway. It was inevitable. It was a natural thing, and let's just hope that Australia is the next to become a formal republic, and it's going to be good. Australia is going to go through a good change, I hope, soon.
Well, with Jewett.
Indeed, and it's nothing to do with Jews either, Tony.
No.
What are you kidding you? What are you kidding you? The
Great.
sun, what is it?
Make me sound racist, thank you.
It's like airplane. Remember, the sun? What is it? Well, it's a large fiery ball in space. That's not important.
That's not important right now.
Not important right now.
And don't call me Shirley.
Pick the bad day. Stop sniffing glue.
All right,
we're all counting on you.
Things are getting heated because Biff has taken off his sunglasses.
All right, trowel. This bit, and I was really impressed with this because I didn't know they did this back then. That they actually dug a little hole.
Yeah, because it's before the stops, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, mate. I thought, oh wow, that's really cool.
Give you some traction.
I'd like to see them do that now with modern track.
Yeah,
just get a jackhammer out.
But also there was an art in how you dug.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is so cool.
Because you had to get it right. This guy is Steve McQueen's grandfather. But yeah,
squinty guy.
DJ Peterson says lol.
Squint.
And again, the music.
If this was a spoof movie like Naked Gun or something, one of them would dig and then water would come pouring.
Yeah, oil would
be a good
the
scene,
American would hit oil. God damn it!
I'm gonna retire now.
Well, that's why we can't.
Shorts going on there, hasn't he?
That's why we can't
bring out the drill. We got oil here.
Put a derrick.
Get a derrick on there.
We're rich, Madge. We're rich.
Texas tea.
Yeah, I've got 3 oil derricks in my backyard. It's not a cliche.
The cows keep bumping into them all the time.
Yeah, that's why I have to shoot them. Gotta keep that oil going.
I couldn't
boy.
believe that.
Oh,
Actually, when I went to Texas, you could smell the oil. It was amazing.
Yeah,
that's
actually,
mad.
that's no joke. Depending on
No,
what
it
part of the
wasn't.
country you're in.
And that
I was
that
like,
was
well,
at the
yeah, when we
Waffle House.
crossed
It's not
into
a
it, I was
joke
like,
because when
wow,
I
you
was
can
a
actually
kid,
smell
there
the
used
oil.
to be so many coal mines in the northeast. When I was a kid, you could smell the coal in the air.
Thatcher
sometimes.
shut them all down.
Yes, total
Oh,
swine.
yeah.
See, Thatcher's respected in America, but in Britain, she was basically
Yeah, and
she was
anyone who worked in
basically
the
the
pits,
Snow
no.
Queen Witch of Narnia.
Oh
essentially.
yeah.
There's not a woman who's more hated than Margaret Thatcher in Britain, especially Northern Britain.
Well, see, and that's the beauty of being
And when I see
in America.
to Naples wearing a T-shirt with Thatcher on, I want to rip it off and burn it. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Bang.
All right, and they're off. The boys are moving quickly down the line, and they're heading in a straight line. Run, 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 run,
right foot, left foot.
and he's going to stretch out all of it. He broke the tape.
Good form. Good form.
Tally ho!
I love his
Smashing,
coach's
smashing.
reaction too. His coach's reaction is brilliant.
By the way, I've just broken open a Fuller's London Porter.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
saucy.
Do you see the Lipton's tea advert in the background
Yes,
there?
Lipton's.
Hold on a
Lipton's
minute.
tea.
The way he's holding himself, did the starter shoot him? What is this, a Detroit race?
I was going to make some terrible comment.
Dude,
Transmission
in Detroit, they
closing.
don't use those paltry semi-automatic or rifle pistols. It's
These
either
shotguns.
full auto or nothing.
Yeah. On your marks, get set.
It's a grenade launcher.
Has anybody noticed that this part of the movie is just like a montage? Because
Yeah.
it's like the dialogue, the script is stopped. Obviously, you can hear somebody on this tannoy, but it's slow-mo with that nice lo-fi music. So this is like a montage sequence. It's so beautifully done as well.
Yeah, very
I
well.
wonder if this is the movie that
Bloody Brits.
Ridley Scott. Do you think Ridley Scott saw this and thought, I've got to have Vangelis do the soundtrack for Blade Runner?
Possibly.
Possible.
Yeah, you
Of
know,
course,
I really
Vangelis,
wouldn't be surprised.
He had been doing a lot of stuff with John Anderson, I think, before that. John Anderson from Yes.
I love this bit.
There you
Could
go.
be wrong
yeah.
on that one.
By the way, our national anthem sounds like a funeral dirge. And like I say, I've nothing against the Queen. Victor Victorious. But it is Rule Britannia is far better.
Britannia.
And all of that kind of stuff. Of course, we don't rule anything now at all.
No, we don't have an empire anymore.
Well, we don't even have a country
God, I
anymore.
love that. Just punch in the hat.
Punch the hat. Yep.
Now he's going to roll it up and shove it down someone's throat.
Well, that's the only way you can get air to the lungs.
That's it.
It's like my dear old Nana, God rest her soul, used to say, we used to be the lion, now we're just the tail end.
Oh,
Ah, yeah.
wow.
But there we go. And never a true word said. But let's get back to happy things. And
Oh, yes. Well,
we
we're drinking.
have-
Winning gold medals.
Let's get back to happy things.
Our country suck.
Well, you know, I think America is trying to compete with Britain right now for who can throw it all away and snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Well, I'll just let everybody know.
Don't count us out yet.
Yeah. Hey, I'll just let everybody know I'm going up to the Oklahoma border after this stream, and I'm sawing Texas off so that we can be our own little thing again.
What's that?
Are you
Oklahoma may
talking
go with you.
secession?
No, Oklahoma.
To be honest, I think
joke-
it's going to be Florida,
Just,
Texas.
what? Not a fan of the musical?
Well, no, there's
Looks sort of
a
nice prepared, isn't it, to the Bold Queen?
you gotta understand, Tony.
Oh,
There's a
yes,
saying
you
in
do,
North
Ben.
Texas that there's always a breeze in North Texas because Oklahoma sucks.
Ooh,
So-
that's so harsh.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
That's so
Oh,
harsh.
that's so good.
That's okay. Oklahomans give it back just as hard to
I don't
Texas.
know.
Well,
so.
Kent Rollins Cowboy Kent Rollins, an Oklahoman. As I said the other day, the most recent variety was the variant was the Oklahomacron. Not harmful at all, but it does leave one with a desire for huevos.
So just getting back to that scene with John Gielgud and that where he sees the paper and it's like, and he goes, just as I expected, and he's got like a big smile on his face and sort of cheers. Part of me wonders if that whole scene where he's like saying, you know, you should be doing this for the school, not for yourself, sort of thing. Indeed. Whether he was just motivating him to throw it in their face and just try that bit harder.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
That's a good point, Tony.
That's what I got out of it, because he seemed pleased that he won. He wasn't like, I'm going to be racist more against Jewish people.
No,
he seemed genuinely happy that he won the gold medal.
Because I think it's the levels of intricacy in society, isn't it? And, and people appear to do. It's like all of this crap in the last few years. You have to appear to comply when you don't really. Gabrielle says, plot twist, they're all oil painters.
Happy trees.
Says Lipton. I hear from good sources it's all about Yorkshire Gold.
Yorkshire Gold.
But I don't drink Yorkshire Gold anymore because whoever they had on their social media side was very pro certain terrorist organization, which I won't go into, so I stopped drinking it. But it is very good. But I can recommend, if you like a cup of tea, I can recommend Ringtons and Thompson's.
Go, DJ.
Don't worry, Aslan shall return, says Gibbard. Thank you very much.
Okay with that.
That's very nice.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I hope we do have one great revival in this country before everything. Race you to the bottom, says DJ Peterson.
That's legendary.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And I think that's
legendary, DJ.
Unfortunately true. Well, I think, lads. Oh, look at those! Wow, with some nice looking ladies there. Unreal. What? The fashions then were amazing.
They were impeccably dressed.
Do you know what it reminds me of as well? Another amazing movie, right? With Christopher Reeve in. You're going to know what this one is, Tony. You know the movie where he time travels?
Somewhere in time.
Somewhere in time.
Oh, yeah, Somewhere in Time.
Yeah.
What a fantastic movie that
I love
was.
that film.
Oh my gosh, I'd forgotten about that film.
That was
filmed. I always had a thing for Jane Seymour too.
Absolutely. And the fashions are amazing. So what's happening here, gentlemen? We're at what time index stamp have we got?
152.37.
Yeah, on the dot. Yep.
Just so you know,
the American coach is giving the guy some coaching tips there.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
Smug coach.
Well, it's Americans. What can I say?
America.
You're
gonna win.
Watch out for Little, he says.
Time After Time was actually filmed up in Michigan, believe it or not.
The one with
Christopher Reeve's in it.
No, it's Somewhere in Time. Is Christopher Reeve.
Somewhere in Time.
Somewhere in Time has
time travel movie.
H.G. Wells versus Jack the Ripper, which is also a good movie.
Let us say that
it's a Bible verse to give him inspiration, and it's from one of the American team.
Exactly. So there you go. Someone would think Americans are nice people. Did that?
Heck no.
Then they meet me and they know better.
I'm a jerk and I'm proud.
There you go. He shot his pistol there. And that's the only way you're legally allowed to shoot a pistol in France.
It wasn't a cult peacemakers, so it doesn't count.
It's only got one in the chamber.
Exactly.
There's that line. Where does the power come from? It comes from within.
Yep. So
and that's
Scots.
Exactly. It's such an
important
line.
Much, lad.
The power of Belfast compels you.
And we live in an age, gentlemen, where it's all about being the victim and making an excuse for yourself. And we're on this earth to make a difference, aren't we, gentlemen?
Yeah, we are.
I
We're
believe
here.
so.
Yeah, we're here for a purpose. Absolutely.
And there's a call on our lives to make a difference. Whatever you believe, we're here for a purpose.
At the minimum, at the minimum, not to make things harder for other people.
Indeed.
Well,
make a difference if you can, but don't make it harder for other people.
All kidding aside, gentlemen, the purpose of my life is to serve as a warning to others. So
I failed at all of that.
And there he is there, that fantastic scene where he trips the wire, and he just totally stormed the race, totally stormed it.
I love all the people who were early going, "Oh, do it for us," don't be, and they're all like, "Yay, he won! Woo!"
Yeah, exactly.
A
lot of weather friends.
Awesome.
It's like you don't get to cheer him.
And there's all these chums carrying him on their shoulders. You know what? That moment in time, being carried on the shoulders of your friends, what a fantastic moment, lads.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the moment where he sees his sister and that, and it's like, that's so good.
Yeah. And I think that's his fiance who becomes his wife.
No, but his sister's next to him, yeah. I love that. That's so cool. Like, I backed it up in the end.
And I'm fighting back the emotions here, lads.
Oh, it is an emotional scene. It really is.
Honestly, it's a challenge to us all, isn't it, really?
I don't care anymore. I'll cry if I have to.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll cry if my TV dinner comes out not burnt.
DJ says,
I mean, you'll cry when the bottle's empty. I mean,
Gabrielle says,
every time
that movie makes me cry. She says about Somewhere in Time, and she's saying, "Hip hip hooray!"
Absolutely.
And this scene when they return back to Britain, and this music, which is Eric's theme, and it's so well done. The enthusiasm of the actors and the crowd, and you're just straight back there, aren't you? You're back in that time, and a time where let's because they'd got through the war, First World War, and people needed something to celebrate.
Oh yeah,
and what a fantastic moment!
That time between two horrible wars.
Yes,
when you could be famous for doing something other than a sex tape.
Oh my gosh, that's a great. Yeah, true.
Powering down. Ball Queen's waiting here. Oh, there we go.
Ball Queen.
Ball Queen. The Ball Queen.
Resistance is futile.
We will add your uniqueness to ours.
My darling, you think so three-dimensionally.
I kissed you there, but I've just put my ampules in your mouth. Anyway,
I'm more along the lines of just send out the gasoline and walk away. Walk away.
I'm sorry. I have to separate my head from my spine.
And here we have the boys of the choir singing Jerusalem, and we're now back in 1978.
This so doesn't sound like Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
No, definitely not.
Boy, that went over everybody's head.
Doobie Brothers, maybe.
Good. That's good.
By the way, this is the first non-American movie ever since Oliver in 1968 to win Best Picture Oscar.
Wow.
Wow.
The Best Picture Oscar in 1981.
That's cool. Oliver, never before did a playoffs no more.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Oh, no, I'm thinking the wrong one there. I'm thinking
what? More?
I watched that movie.
I'm just going into all musicals tonight, aren't I?
Well, you know what your next live chat's going to be about?
Musicals.
There you go.
Harold married Sybil, became the elder statesman of British athletics, and died in 1978. So this has been one of the last events we went to. Eric Liddell was a missionary, died in occupied China. The end of World War II, all of Scotland mourned his death.
Could understand that.
He died just before the camp was liberated, actually. which is
That's
sad.
even worse.
And here we are back to those
Back in the
halcyon
running-
days with the
running
lads
to Vangelis.
running on the beach.
Such a good film.
And you know, the thing about that music by Vangelis is it has that it's the heartbeat,
Yes.
and it's telling you that
Yeah.
you having a lot of time on earth and make the most of it.
Mm-hmm.
What an incredible movie! What an incredible
I
movie.
love that. Yeah, it ends where it begins.
Yeah,
Just with
I
that
love
run.
movies. The beautiful completion, the
It's so good. The
symmetry.
cycle is complete.
And now we just hear the lapping waves on the shore and the sound of the feet in the water. I like where I live because I can go and visit the ocean anytime I like. It's only 5 miles away. I can go to the North Sea anytime I like and dip my feet in the North Sea.
Well, one of the disadvantages of Texas is it's 4 hours to anywhere. So,
Gabrielle Guest says, applause, applause, applause. DJ Peterson, thumbs up. Well, thank you very much, Gabrielle
Thank
and
you.
DJ, for being here. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your time with us tonight.
Yeah, thanks to everyone in the chat.
Thanks to Cosmetti as well. And DJ says that music.
Oh yeah,
it is
DJ,
beautiful,
absolutely.
and we hear the full
good.
track. And as well as Cosmetti, we also, and thank you to Cosmetti for all your help tonight and posting the links. Tremendous support as always. Elrod came into the chat. Sorry we didn't see you as a guest, Elrod. We really miss you. Come back to the next show.
Patrick McGee was in there. Yeah.
He was, yeah. And we also had earlier on in the chat Mega Mobas.
yes, of the Thunder Thimble clan.
Indeed. And yeah, so what an incredible movie. And 2 hours, but just does not seem like 2 hours.
It does. It actually flies by. It really
moves.
It so does,
Yeah.
doesn't it? It so does. Such a well-made movie. Such a well-made movie. So, overall thoughts, gentlemen. Starting with Jeff.
I don't know. I'm feeling kind of tipsy from that brandy. About the movie.
Lightweight.
Yeah. I mean,
Come on, you Michigonian.
Well, I kind of like that movie. It did. Hit it all on all 4 cylinders there.
4 cylinders. Oh, come on, man. At least throw 4 more on there. At least give it 8.
Overall, Jeff, what do you think? What's the thing that at least what overall impression does it have?
That I think by the standards of that age, this society or our generations are worthless and weak. I'm dead serious.
You're all worthless and weak. Now drop and give me 20.
This is discounting. The people have gone into war and have.
Yeah.
But these guys, they had. They pretty much gave it all for what they wanted to do, and they were willing to stand on principle. And there's so few people today that will stand on principle like that.
Yeah. Agree with you there.
Indeed. And Tony, what do you think overall of this movie? And
I think it's a damn near perfect movie,
isn't it?
I mean, as story wise, because as I said, it's a true story. So they were real people, and people of principle, people who wanted to do the best they could, but also do it for, not just for them, for other reasons as well. The music is brilliant. The acting is all brilliant. It makes you feel really good watching it. Even with that last postscript where you find out what happened to Little, and that's a real stinger and it really hurts. When you're just like, oh man, you did all this great, and it's like, just to go out like that, it's really horrible. But as you said, even in an internment camp, he still made the lives of the people around him better.
Exactly.
So, to be able to live up to that, I mean, when you when you see movies, and it is about generations, like, you know, when you think about like the Greatest Generation and stuff like that, who, you know, fought in World War II, you just like go, I even, I'm like comparing myself to that. I'm like, I don't think I have the fortitude that any of those guys had, and it's kind of not just an embarrassment, but it's kind of like I wish I did. And when you watch these sorts of films and you just go, wow, I don't know if I could do that or whether, but I'd love to think I could. I'd like to think when you're tested, you can step
I believe
up
it's in us
and
all,
actually.
definitely.
Sorry?
I believe it's in us all, definitely.
I do too, but yeah, it's one of those things that I do like movies like this where it's just where you get reminded that there are people like that out there and that make things better for others, and it's a good feeling to know that there are people out there. But it is also a bummer, as Jeff said, when you just think that, you know, our society is pale by comparison.
But I think it's important that we have these stories and we have these examples, because I think it's important that we're constantly challenged.
Absolutely.
And
that's the thing, because
and
by having stuff like this, it may actually get us to pull ourselves back up by our bootstraps and go, no, we can be like this. We can be better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's a fantastic movie for that as well. And it's just a nice story. It's like there's no stupid gunfights or car chases or explosions or, you know, CGI. It's just people doing stuff, and it's all in camera, which is also something that is so rare these days.
Yeah.
Striving to excel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfectly said.
Yes. And I think because our society has removed the ability to do that. Oh, we don't want to say this to people because it's so condemning. Well, no, we need that. Societies need that. And without that, societies die. People don't live the lives they can live. We need to have that constant reminder of this is the standard everyone can get to.
Plus, it's good to be proud of people too. It's
exactly.
Not only
that whole element of everyone gets a ribbon sort of thing. It's like, well, why? I mean, it's good to see someone actually achieve something because they're the best at it, and just you feel good for them as well. And you're like, well done. There's I like nothing better than seeing someone achieve something because they're the best at what they do.
Right.
It's impressive, and I'm like, well, I'm not jealous of them because they've done the hard yards and they've proven to me that they're the best at it. So congratulations, I will cheer you.
And the other thing is humility too.
Humility, yes,
very much, yeah.
So Ralph, overall impressions of what this, you know, John Ford said, I don't want to send a message with my movies. I can use a telegram to do that. But with this movie, it does have a strong moral theme. What does it leave you with? At the end of the movie, what does it leave you with?
I think it's the important thing that I got out of the movie, and you know, the theme, underlying theme through it is, you know, of course, perseverance, moral character, sticking to your beliefs. And I think it's an important message, and I think it's a message that should ring solid today. A lot of people need to hear it. And I think, you know, from just story-wise through there, like Tony brought up an excellent point when back to the college, and they were happy to hear about the gold medal. You know, it makes you also think about the filmmaking process, where you've got a writer that is possibly weaving in other character motivations that just aren't out on the surface, things like that. So
also people who took the time to research the subject, as opposed to like inserting whatever agenda that they want to throw into the movie, they want to throw into the movie.
Right. Yeah. Nobody showed up and punched Hitler at the end of the 24 Olympics or anything like that. So no, it a good movie. One, like I said, I haven't watched in 40 years, but definitely definitely very well made, well shot,
Yeah.
and just a great story.
Well, I mean, we did this one a bit late because we didn't have time for it. There was, I mean, 1981 was such an incredible,
late.
yeah,
Allegedly.
But 1981 was such a great movie for a great year for movies.
Yeah.
Sorry, and there was too many we could have done. You know,
Well, fortunately, nothing came out in '82, so we should be fine this
nothing
year.
at all came out.
No, nothing at all. No, not Conan or a
this year's
stream of
just a
fantasy movies.
write-off.
We've actually on this channel we did the first films we did. Most of them were in 1982 because it was Sword and Sorcery became huge in 1982. We had loads of them, but just a quick point. I mean, this movie, incredible film, 40 years old plus, and you know the release date in Britain was the 30th of March 1981. I was just a small child at the time. I won't tell you how old I was, but
and I'll cut you some slack because this didn't come out in the U.S. until April, so it's still technically within 40 years. So
yeah. So the budget was $5.5 million dollars, and it made $59. Sorry, $59 million. $59. What a load of shit!
Wow.
No, $59 million.
Still made more than Black Widow.
10 times as much. 10
Sorry.
times as much as the budget. But so it did incredibly well. The filming, the beach scenes, where they run along the shore, which is, as Tony was saying, that fantastic what you call bookends method for symmetry in a movie, which is, I love that when they do that. Just like I like it when they frame a comic cartoon picture with a circle in the background. I love it when they do that. But because the circle represents completion and unity. But the bookends scene of running down the sands was towards the Carlton Hotel at Broadstairs, Kent. They were actually shot on the west sands of St Andrews in Scotland, next to the 18th hole of the St Andrews Links golf course.
Wow.
There's a plaque there now. So if you think it looks a bit murky and misty, it's because it's all the way up in St Andrews in Scotland. The Liverpool Town Hall was the setting for the scenes in the British Embassy in Paris. And the Colombe Olympic Stadium in Paris, the Oval Sports Centre in Bebington, Merseyside. Nearby the ferry terminal. Hey, come on. Hey, great, fantastic, great stuff. Like, okay, lovely. So it was all Scousers, you see. And the Mikado was in the Royal Court Theatre, Liverpool. So they basically used just Scotland and Liverpool for the filming of this movie. So soundtrack, apparently Vangelis had been in London, living in London since 1974, and the director Hugh Hudson had collaborated with him before on a previous project and wanted him for this film. Now that makes me think that this is the movie that really cemented him as a composer for many other films afterwards. And if it hadn't have been for this movie, we may never have heard of Vangelis.
It would have been a tragedy.
Yeah, indeed. If anybody wanted to know, the film has 5 Gilbert and Sullivan tunes: HMS Pinafore, The Mikado, Pirates of Penzance, The Soldiers of Our Queen, From Patience. The Mikado was Cat Like Tread, and There Lived a King from the Gondoliers. So
and we're going to sing them as part of our outro.
We are.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
And obviously the Traditional Work Jerusalem was a British choir, which is based on the poem by William Blake. The reception of the movie, gentlemen, was, since its release, it's received generally positive reviews from critics. I don't give a shit what it says in total on Rotten Tomatoes for the score there. Who gives a shit about that? Let's have a look at this. No, I won't bother with the Times critic either. And well, let's go straight on to the accolades. Academy Awards, Best Picture, 1. Best Director was nominated. Best Supporting Actor, Ian Holm, nominated. Best screenplay written directly for the screen, as Tony was saying, one screenwriter. Colin Welland, one Oscar.
Nice.
Best costume design, Melina Canonero. And we were saying how authentic
the
it was.
costuming was beautiful in it.
And it was, wasn't it? It said, right, no, like, contemporary versions of hairstyles or makeup or anything.
The thing is that I look at all the costuming and all the hairstyles and that, and I would comfortably wear any of those suits.
This is it.
Or if I still had hair, I'd have my hair done like that, and I wouldn't feel embarrassed by it. It was just beautiful stuff.
Edwardian was the best. It was the pièce de résistance.
And if you think about it, this is a time when people actually watch the Academy Awards.
Yes.
Yes. And it's an age
true.
which gave us Absinthe as well, the Green Fairy.
Oh, the Green Fairy.
And best costume design, Melina Canonero. Yes, without doubt. Fantastic costumes. Beautiful. Won an Oscar for that. Best original score, Vangelis. Won an Oscar. So there's some more to come, ladies and gentlemen. More to come. Best film, David Putnam. Won an Oscar. Best supporting artist, Ian Holm, won an Oscar. Best costume design, again, in the British Academy Awards, that was. So Oscars, they won 4 Oscars. They won, how many? Two Academy Awards from Britain. There was a whole host of other awards won as well. Incredible recognition for the movie. Historical accuracy. It's according to everyone, it's held as achieving massive success as historically accurate. And the attention to detail, we love that on this channel. And a lot of the films we've had, what marks them out is that attention to detail.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which you don't get today. In most cases, there are movies made today where they do pay attention to this stuff, but that attention to detail is something that is part of it.
One of the other things that, for me anyway, just thinking of what sort of films that I normally would watch or think to watch, and when you think of, like, this movie was set in 24, it was made in 81, so it's 57 years ago from when it was made.
Yeah.
So, now it's, 97, years ago. But it's funny, like, just the story of, like, the 24 Olympics where it's 2 British runners. And if you say that to someone, they're like, that doesn't sound particularly interesting. When you break down it but when you talk about, like, you don't know who these runners are.
Right.
This man did this. This man did this.
Yeah.
When you get the whole story together, it's a friggin' amazing story. And I'm so happy that I finally watched it. I really am. It's like, wow, I don't know why I never bothered. It just sort of fell through the cracks.
It's just like you said, though, on the surface, it doesn't sound like anything exceptional. And then when you watch it and you see everything that goes into it, that's when,
especially when you look with the Olympics and that, like, a lot of people go, oh, what happened? Oh, nothing. Like, it wasn't like Munich where there was a terrorist attack. It was like, no, it was just people ran in this race and people won and people didn't win.
It's how you define the hero's journey.
Exactly,
exactly
right. And as I said, their stories of what made them is what's interesting. But the actual race is kind of irrelevant. It's it's the story of them getting to the race is what makes it so engaging, and just what kind of people they were,
and then the time they were living as well.
Absolutely. It's like I admit that I'm one of those. When I was younger, it was like I didn't like watching movies that were older than me, really, because it's like I don't care. As I got older and I studied history, I started appreciating it more, and then it's like, well, no, I will watch this movie because it's an interesting time. And I'm glad I got round to that way of thinking rather than just whitewashing things and going, screw it, it's too old, don't care.
Well, now that I'm old, I don't think there are any movies older than me, so I'm free to watch them all.
So quickly going about the chat, we have
Yeah, I was going to
DJ
insist that
Peterson
you
says,
finish it
thank
out.
you, thank you. I'm here all week. Try the veal.
Ooh, veal.
Tip
I
your
will try
waitress.
this veal of which you speak.
DJ Peterson says, a great time, guys. Looking forward to the next. Thank you, DJ. That's so nice
Thank
of
you.
to say
Thank you,
that.
Appreciate
DJ.
it.
We really appreciate that. And Gabrielle says, thank you for the entertaining show. You guys are awesome. Oh, that's so nice of
Thank
you.
you.
You're
to say,
awesome
Gabrielle.
So
too, Gabriel.
that is
You
awesome.
are and always
Appreciate
will
it.
be. And she says, 3 cheers for Cosmetti. Indeed.
Always.
Cosmetti does
Hip,
an
hip,
absolutely
hooray.
amazing job every time. DJ Peterson, 45 minutes, but who's counting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I promise to do my best next time.
We
I
were
honestly
counting,
need to,
allegedly.
I need to live up to even just a basic standard of punctuality.
British Standard Time.
DJ Peterson says, "Gotta jump out. God bless, guys, and thanks for the stream."
Thank you, DJ.
Thanks,
appreciate you being here.
DJ. Have a great weekend. Rest of your weekend.
Indeed. And so with that, I mean, just summing up all together, we've talked about how the movie does. We've talked about the direction. Cinematography is amazing. Costuming's amazing. The acting
Use of
is
Gilbert and
amazing.
Sullivan.
The use of Gilbert and Sullivan, contemporary. The threads that they wove into it to make it richer, instead of it just being about racing. The social threads, the idea of Harold Abrahams being a Jew at the time and what difficulties he would have faced, and the overall, as Tony said, and as Ralph and as Jeff said, the fact that it's about the character of these two men, and how they react and how they live their lives, and that's ultimately what it's about. It's a message to us that the human spirit and the ability for us to excel and to overcome, and not to conform at all. Because Harold Abrahams' character tries to conform because he wants to fit in, but ultimately he realizes that he just has to excel and he'll be accepted because he's a success. And it's a scripture I'm thinking of.
The cost of fitting in would be too high for him.
This is it. But there's something that always comes back to me, which is where is it from now? There's something where it says, your talent will make a way for you.
Yes.
And I can't remember whereabouts it's from. It's a scripture, but it's your talent will make a way for you. And I believe that we need to be the best we can possibly be. And I know it sounds corny, but I think that's
not
what we need to do.
The thing is too, when you're talking about the human spirit, I think it's an important thing for us to have. And it's funny. This is a different film, but the quote, I always love the quote from it. It's from the movie Gattaca, where the quote is, "There's no gene for the human spirit," and it's so true. It's like you can't create it; you have it, or you don't have it.
This is it, and it doesn't matter what physically happens. That physical, as he says in the movie, the strength comes from within. It's an outward expression of what's happening within. And I've met people who, my wife works with people who have disabilities, and some of the most brave people and some of the most people who put the most into their lives that I've met have been people with disabilities who put everything into themselves to live their lives. They want the best out of their life, and I think sometimes we take ourselves for granted.
Oh yeah.
So fantastic movie, gentlemen. I'm sure you agree. I hope our fans appreciate the show. I'm sure they do, and we really appreciate everybody who's going to watch this recorded and those who've watched it live. We really appreciate everybody who joined us in the chat tonight. The channel is really moving forward now, and we're getting
awesome.
We're getting
really buy my books.
Buy his book.
Buy his books.
Buy the what's the name of the book there, Jeff?
It's called The Revenant and the Tomb.
Buy that book. How much is it?
But it'll be $2.99 in Amazon, US dollars.
Oh, cool! It's on Amazon. Excellent. I will buy that straight away.
You know what it is? That's cheaper than a coffee.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Amazon.
That's it. Just get the book and read it. See what you think.
And it's just as bitter and as any coffee you'll drink.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, overall, amazing movie. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me tonight. Again, it's been an amazing experience. I really appreciate your time. Your time is precious, and I really thank you for choosing to spend your time tonight here.
Not according to my kids.
But it's a special thing that we all come together and spend time together, and it's really great that people have chosen to come and join us in the chat tonight, and people will be watching the coverage later on. And we enjoy doing these. I don't know what the next one's going to be.
That's Time, isn't it?
Well, I was thinking sometime this year.
I would never make anyone watch that movie. I'm sorry.
What movie?
Who fancies doing Lawrence of Arabia?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
No. Oh. Ralph's going to need a few bottles, though.
Yeah. I think for that one,
like
we'll
3
all.
hours
I think
plus.
for that one, I'll tell you what we'll do. For that one, we'll all have a bottle of spirit.
Okay.
We'll have to go easy on it, though.
Saucy.
Some of us will probably be licking the ground afterwards. But...
Well, it's a long movie. It's a real. I mean, as far as epics,
I love Peter O'Toole, man. He's just
He's the best actor ever,
Well, you
man.
need to be drunk to watch Peter
I
O'Toole.
think I'm gonna throw up now.
He is a very, very handsome fellow, but he's an incredible actor. I mean, I was thinking the other day. About. I don't know why, but Elephant Man came to mind, and I was thinking about John Hurt, and I don't know whether anybody have ever seen Jim Henson's Storyteller, where John Hurt was. That's an unbelievable series and whatever he did, he put everything into it, and that man was a natural actor. And then another person is Peter O'Toole's natural actor, and some people are just like it's not even they make it look effortless, you know, and they make
it's
it
funny
look
watching O'Toole and just something like Phantoms, which is like a horror movie.
Oh,
with Ben
yeah.
Affleck.
Yeah, definitely.
And he just like outshines everybody.
There's another one called, I think it's The Last Emperor.
Yes.
Yeah,
Where he comes in as that one was, I like Peter O'Toole, but he was just like, he was like so kind of unique, especially the way he talked, because it was so slow and precise.
Yeah.
I loved. For some reason, I just thought that was the most iconic and memorable role that he's ever done. But outside of Lawrence of Arabia.
Absolutely. So, well, gentlemen, thank you very much for tonight, and we're going to end the show now. Thank you for everybody who's watched, and we'll be coming back with another show soon. So, with that, we'd like to say good night. Good night, everyone.
Good night, and thank you, everyone.
Bye, guys.